Good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful surrounds of Prince Alfred College in Adelaide. After solid wins in round one, both Prince Alfred and St Peter's meet to remain undefeated in the 2021 season. We thank our broadcast sponsors, Dartfish, Australia's most used coaching tool, Filming Footy, live stream and match day filming specialists, Sports Interactive, creating better players, one coach at a time. Catch.com.au, screaming good deals. Interchanger, run your interchange like the pros. And Archie's Footwear. Please welcome your commentary team, Sean Jacko Jackson, Boundary Rider Lambo, and your intrepid host, Fabulous Phil Herden. Gentlemen.
Well, g'day footy fans. For over 300 combined years, St Peter's and Prince Alfred have been elite educational institutions in the state of South Australia. Today, their old scholars meet on the main oval of the main campus for Prince Alfred College, a rare occasion to enjoy some spectacular surroundings. And from two elite educational institutions, two elite teams in the Adelaide Footy League. Both finished top three last season, both opened last week with a round one victory. It's the Prince Alfred College Old Collegians against the St Peter's Old Collegians on Matchday Live, thanks to Filming Footy. Welcome to the pre-game show, thanks to catch.com.au, screaming good deals. My name's Phil Herden. Really glad to be here. New setting for me and for the crew. And we should, off the bat, say thank you so much to the Prince Alfred Old Collegian crew who have set us up in magnificent surroundings. A lovely platform marquee. Everything we could have asked for, we have got this afternoon. So Phil Herden with you, joined by our main core, the man who has all the connections, all the networks, been chatting away with the coaches, getting the latest word. Sean Jacko Jackson. Welcome, Jacko.
Thank you, Phil. Welcome to you too. How are you?
I'm good. I'm pumped, ready to go, play some footy.
What a fantastic spot they've given us to view the game from. I spoke to Jimmy Parkinson, who is, by his own admission, the number one man in the Adelaide Football League, not just at PAC, number one man in the whole league, he reckons, and he assured me that we would have a good spot. So hopefully that's reflected in our view from the cameras for our people at home watching. A beautiful setup, great day, overlooks magic. Big ground.
Indeed.
And the crowd's starting to build, Phil.
Crowd is starting to build. A little bit unfortunate that we have a grand final in the AFLW down the road at Adelaide Oval. I think we'll take some people away from the local footy scene this afternoon because this is a fantastic occasion for these two clubs. Joining us on the boundary, sometimes we send him out in hail, rain, burning sun, but today, Craig Lambert, what a day to be a boundary rider.
Oh, Phil and Jacko, great to see you guys, and can't wait to see some action in the footy today. But I've never actually been on this oval before, and it's just an absolute delight today. The weather's beautiful, the grass is cut beautifully, and the buildings and the picturesque is just absolutely superb. And Jacko's right, there's a lot of people today. Last time I counted, there was 289 people, and people were flocking in. So it's going to be a great day, McFooty boys. All the best.
Lamb, I look forward to your reports through the day.
How's the Barbie looking? Sorry, how's the Barbie looking, Lamb? That's your number one role. How's it looking down there?
The Barbie, yep, smells fantastic.
Good.
You can get a burger with the lot, Jacko, if you like.
Righto.
Or you can have a few snags. It's up to you, big fella.
No worries.
Well, let's have a look at the two clubs that we've got playing this afternoon. First of all, we've got Prince Alfred College, who a couple of years ago celebrated their 150th anniversary. And one of the stats that I love about Prince Alfred College is that they were the third oldest club to join the Adelaide Footy League behind Adelaide University and Kenilworth, joined in 1926. In 1928, they opened up a second division and St Peter's joined, and Prince Alfred asked to be demoted from Div 1 to Div 2 for the sole reason that they get to play the boys in blue. It's that kind of rivalry.
They don't like each other, these two schools, Phil.
No, not at all. And you can see they won their first A-grade flag back in 2016, which just happened to be the 90th year anniversary.
Is it a fight for the silver spoon. Is that what it is?
The fight for the silver's good. I do believe I have seen a cup, but haven't been able to get the name of it. The last 6 seasons for Prince Alfred. In 2015, they won the Div 2 Premiership. 2016, they went from Div 2 to Div 1 and won the flag. Since then, they've been around the mark. Runners-up in 2019. I think it was a 4-point loss to Payneham Norwood Union. They went out in straight sets, got the double chance, lost to Goodwood and to Ross Trevor in the first semi-finals, Jacko, despite probably being the pre-season favourites because of Jack Chango.
Yeah, they'll be crossing their fingers, their toes, and everything else that can be crossed to make sure, or to hope that he stays fit, because I think we all had him in as pre-season favourites last year. I think they had themselves in as pre-season favourites, and again, they think they're the side to beat this year. I'd like to think it's not all on the back of Jack Trengrove, but he was pretty important for him in the 5 games he played last year, so certainly missed him. I think it was a finger or a wrist injury or something, wasn't it? A hand injury?
Yeah, something on the hand that kept him out later in the season. But he's back and firing in the best players last week. Let's have a look at how Prince Alfred lined up this afternoon.
Yeah, so a couple of new players into the team to watch out for. So one thing they have done is they have brought in Barry. Is it Hugo Barry?
Hugo, yeah.
Yeah, Hugo Barry, and there's Brazel as well. Tyson Brazel, both lads who it's their first year playing for the club. They're past students who went to Queensland University when they finished their schooling, and they've moved back to Adelaide, and they expect them to both be pretty important for them. So where their strength lies for me is their forward line. So you've got the 2 Pitt brothers. It's a bit of a luxury to be able to play both of them across the half-forward line. Barry, Brazel, Tommy Bartlett, very clever, smart player. You know, played a fair bit of league footy at Sturt, along with Mitch Wicks, who played a dozen or so games of league footy. So their front 6 is very good. I like their on-ball, Phil. Lockie McNamara is an absolute beauty. Copped a really serious injury a few years ago against Salisbury North and gave the game away. Just pleased to see him back playing, along with Jolly. Woolard, I think, is a new player into the side this year as well. And Ben O'Donoghue, who's played a little bit of top-up footy for the Adelaide Crows, for the Camry Crows.
Probably still are.
Trengove, and Giles is a workhorse in the ruck. So, yeah, there's a lot to like about the PAC side.
There you can see the beautiful setup. Both teams have hit the paddock. Prince Alfred have had a good day so far. They couldn't give me a score when I turned up, but the C said we won by a lot. And their B grade has won by about 4 to 5 goals.
Well, I've got a funny one for you there, Phil. Jeff Riddle, I was just speaking to him, the coach of St. Peter's, and he got a phone call at 6:30 this morning from the C grade coach who was unwell, unable to coach. So he had to go and pick up the van with all the players' Guernseys, the drinks and whatever, and bring them out here, and ended up coaching the C grade himself. Yep. He's lying behind the goals now in the spent position, or has been for most of the B grade, mentally fatigued, particularly in light of the fact that they got absolutely poleaxed by.
Yeah, and of course that will always come back on the coach.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of St. Peter's, let's have a look at their background in one of the oldest schools in South Australia. Their resume as an educational institution is pretty good. 2 Nobel laureates, 10 South Australian premiers, the 2019 Australian of the Year, Dr. Richard Harris from the Thai Cave Rescue, and the 2020 Brownlow medalist and Lockie Neal all have St. Peter's connections. First season 1928, the 4th longest club, just behind PAC. They won 2 Division 1 flags, which is the most, tied with Ross Trevor, Old Collegians. 33rd year, not in a row, but in totality in Division 1, and they tell me that's the most of any Old Scholars club. So quite a impressive history on and off the field. Last couple of years, have a look at their last 6 seasons. A bit in Division 2. Love that 2018 season. 20 and zip.
Yeah.
Undefeated. Most 4th in 2019. Were minor premiers like last year, but like PAC went out in straight sets to Ross Trevor in the prelim. Let's see how the Saints line up today.
Okay, so the main difference for the St. Peter's lineup is their structure in particular, is their forward setup. So they've been known for having the three tall forwards. So I speak of the 2 McClay brothers and his name just escapes me. Edwards, is it? Played centre forward for him last year.
Mitchell?
Luke Mitchell, yeah. So he's out injured. The other McClay has given it away. So Jock McClay's still playing. So they've rearranged their forward line. They're not as tall as they were in the past. They've brought in this year a couple of new players in Brad Colson, who played a little bit of football at at Sturt back in 2018. He's been overseas for the last couple of years. Daniel Jackson is the big in for them, but unfortunately he's also an out today. So that's the lad who's come across to the Adelaide Crows to help out as leadership. I think he played last week for them, and they got the call up this morning at 11 o'clock to tell him that the Crows have put a couple of players on ice, so he's an emergency. So unfortunately they've had to bring in, unfortunately, Charlie Kirshner plays his first game for the club, past student. So players to watch there, mate. Look, I think they'll have an ascendancy in the ruck with Big Clawton, who'll have probably 20 or 30 kilos on Giles in the ruck, and he'll need to give them first use of the ball. The player who scares Prince Alfred the most is O'Brien, Jesse O'Brien on the ball. He's as good as midfielder as there is in the competition. So I think the battle in the midfield, St. Peter's will need to be dominant in the midfield to have any chance of winning this game. But for me, Phil, PAC clear-cut favourites in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Weather conditions, I think Lambo's taken you to heart. I think he's gone off to the boundary. Usually he does the weather for us, but I can tell you, this is almost the perfect day to play footy. Overcast, not as much sun, slight cooling breeze, not really affecting play too much. Temperature around 20-21 degrees. And we have the windsock, the PAC flag on top of the original buildings there, indicating a little bit of cross breeze, just favouring the prep school end, but not by anything significant. Good day for footy. If you can't play well today, you may never play well.
Yeah, a couple of important outs for Spock, I probably should have mentioned as well, Phil. Harry Haywood's been the rock of Gibraltar for them for the last few years as a fullback. I think he's gone interstate with work, and I mentioned James Sinclair. The other one who played really well when we watched him play last year was Johnny Vrodos. He's broken his leg. They hope he'll be right to play at the end of the year, but significant out there along with Harry Haywood, as I mentioned.
Alrighty, we've had the coin toss. Let's go to Lambo, who was actually in the centre square doing his job. Let's go to Lambo.
Hey guys, absolutely beautiful here in the centre square. The school headmaster, Bradley Fenner, just tossed a coin. Prince Alfred won the toss. Going to the southern side of the oval. Great conditions down here, 17 degrees, a little bit cloudy today. So it'll be an unbelievable game today, boys. The atmosphere is building up. My predictions today, Prince Alfred by 7 goals today. Back to you, boys. Have a great call.
So Lambo's gone hard. PAC by 7 goals. Jacko, you're indicating early on you're tipping the Redmen as well.
Yeah, the Reds by 6 for me, mate.
Okay, and I'm going to probably tip PAC maybe by 5. We will see. Lots of people to thank. Of course, all our boundary right across, I should mention, thanks to the Villiers Bakery and the weather conditions courtesy of the Elders Weather app and the team's interchanger and the pre-game show. We've just had it thanks to Catch.com screaming good deals. Plenty of action around the Adelaide Footy League this afternoon. Div 1 games elsewhere, only Mercedes and Payneham. As we see, this is a rare sign of unity. The teams coming together for the group photo. Tea Tree Gully got off to a great start last week, hosting Brighton. Adelaide Uni hosting Ross Trevor. Goody Saints taking on Port Districts. And of course, there is another game being streamed thanks to Filming Footy. It is up at Salisbury North today. Tony Neal, Vince Cosme, Nick Cosme are doing Salisbury North and Foss Camden. Hope they enjoy their day at Salisbury North. Not too far away from the start of this one. Umpires. Let me give you the umpires for today.
No, we're giving them too much.
No, we've got to at least mention them once.
All right.
Start of the game, never again. Tony Simons and Paul Smith on the field. Michael Durfett, his first time on the boundary in Division 1. Congratulations there. And Max Zaukauskas on the boundary. John Kiddo and Nicholas Rogers are doing the goal umpires. And, of course, if you missed between the posts during the week, you would have missed that Jacko and I have volunteered or been volunteered to help umpire a C-grade game. I think we've roped in Tony Neal as well. He's going to do the boundary.
Yep.
Jacko's going to make the decisions as the field umpire, and I'm just going to watch from behind the goals.
Yes,
should be fun.
We're looking forward to that. Well, we pick a nice college, couple of nice college sides. Feel that
nice C-grade game.
We won't get abused as much from. Imagine if we went out to somewhere like Port Districts and umpired their C-grade and copped the abuse from out there.
It wouldn't be the first time we've been out to Port Adelaide as players and fans and copped it out that way. The crazy thing is it's now part of the Woodville West Torrens zone. But back to this game, it is 2. Well, I wonder how many times these players have played on this oval as school kids growing up. What a great reunion for them of sorts to come back here and play on this elite oval. It is Prince Alfred College, St. Peter's Old College, thanks to Filming Footy. And your caller to get us underway will be Sean Jackson.
Looking forward to this. The umpire holds the ball aloft. Couple of big ruckmen. Matty Claughton from St. Peter's got 10 kilos on Giles from PAC. He gets the first crack. No one able to take the ball cleanly, but Jesse O'Brien it is who's got first hands on the ball. No, James Hargraves. Now with Jesse O'Brien around the corner. PAC good enough to intercept. Once again, the ball a little bit damp, I think, underfoot there on the back of 2 games being played before. The umpire's picked out a free kick here. The St. Peter's player thinks that he can go down, but it had to come back. Not sure who that is with the ball, but we're on the centre wing position, far side. Now we go forward, a half forward, searching for probably one of the Maclay boys. PAC rebound off the half-back line, looking for Trengo. Can he get there? Got a little bit of opposition. I don't think he's going to get tagged today. That's my mail. Or is it Tommy Bartlett? Tommy Bartlett it was. Jeez, he's looking fresh and nimble, Tommy. Hasn't lost any pace as he's advancing in his years even. Righto, Phil, what do you got for us?
All right, we got a ball up on the outer side in front of the some marquees that have been put up. Nothing clearance coming out of there, despite the best efforts in the tackle of Patrick Fay. And the umpires will go again in front of the historic old building here at PAC. Again, no loose footy to be found. Coming in this time laying the tackle was Jack Trengrove. If you can't get a touch, might as well lay a tackle. And it'll be a secondary stoppage. No scorers yet if you've just joined us. Round 2 Adelaide Footy League. Both teams good winners last week. For mine, I'm going to keep an eye on how Prince Alfred go forward. Last week against Port Districts, they scored 9 goals 20, including 4 goals 10 in the final quarter. I'm not sure, Jacko, whether it was the wind, because there certainly was some, poor kicking, or going badly inside forward, setting up low percentage shots.
Yeah, they think they had Port District's measure all day and just weren't able to nail them on the scoreboard. So I did question the fact that they only kicked 9 goals on the back of what we raised during the show, the defensive tactics used in the game last week. But they had 29 scoring shots, so suggest that wasn't the case. Anyway, Trengrove it is away from the stoppage, I think, heading towards number 28. Is that
Hugo Barry, one of the players to watch back in action.
Second game for the club.
Got a nice tan from his time at Labrador.
Not able to get into the mainstream university system here, so to cheat by going up to Queensland. No, I'm not sure if that's true, Phil. Whack.
Well, that was my story. I went up to Queensland because I couldn't get a job here, but there were jobs in Queensland.
All right. Nice bit of movement from Saints. Good switch to the far side to Nick McGill, who had a good season last year. He lines up big Maclay, not able to take hands on it. That player in best position was Lachlan Charlton. Still have it. PAC heading towards Craig Pitt. Looks for the handball, offload, gets it nicely. Now they go down the wing. Nice mark under a fair bit of pressure from James Moriarty. Number 28, the bloke we spoke about, Hugo Barry. Nice pair of hands. He lays it off to Craig Pitt. And in the direction of Trengo, but well spoiled by Will Montgomery, and the ball goes out of bounds.
In front of a bit of a St. Peter's group of supporters. Yes. Enjoying the view from the western flank here.
And the bottom of a champagne bottle.
Yeah, well, that's handy as well. That's where he came away from the main crowd. Claughton, who was solo in the rock contest, got the tap down, kick forward by Trengo. He's got it now. Oh, very good hand pass to Barry. Barry already 3 touches in the first couple of minutes, but the kick first direct forward. It was a high percentage kick to the top of the square, but Toby Schultz was ready and waiting for the Saints.
The big shooter just made his way back from Western Australia. He's been over there all week. Just recently had a baby. It's fantastic to see. We'll see how he goes today. I have not trained this week. It's now on the half forward line in the hands of Scott Biddle. Ball smothered there from PAC. I'll tell you a good story there. That's Adam Perryman. I'll remind me to tell you about his story. A great little story I can fill you in on there.
Adam Perryman story, okay.
Yeah, Jake Pitt now has the ball. Brother of the coach. That's what you want to be if you want a game. He lays it short to Lockie McNamara, the bloke I spoke about in the pre-match. Now we're at half forward. Craig Pitt. Still there with PAC, bursting through the pack. Couldn't quite see who that was, but I reckon I know who this spot bloke is. And that was Trengo, but had a bit of the ball early as well. Have a look. He's looking for big Matty Claughton. I don't think you put the ball too far out in front of him, Phil, unless you painted a Villies pie on it.
Well, Hamish Allen was there to mop up.
Yep, Jesse O'Brien screaming for the ball out in the wing. He's been ignored. The ball's transferred out to the far side. Good contest there by Alexander Kudra, young lad playing his first season too, I believe. So,
look, there's a couple of kids coming up from both schools that have played school footy last year.
yes.
So they would have probably, I'm trying to remember where the intercol actually was last year between these two, because it is the intercol matchup.
Yep.
But we're down at ground level. Saints have got it. Just trying to work around the back of the pack now. Kick it pretty much through the middle.
Nice
Man
mark.
there in the nice orange boots. Won't miss him through the day. Here's a first inside 50 over the head of McClay. The kick inside, that was by Charlie Gibson, the work earlier. Princes have mopped up. They'll kick it towards the broadcast position here on the western wing. Pitt is there, taps it to a teammate. There's enough maroon there to suggest they'll get out of it. They do. In fact, they've got a bit of space here.
Guess who?
That is Trengo. Another touch, mounting them up early on days here. At ground level, this is Mitch Wicks in the Barry direction if he can get it. No, the boundary line will win. It's a throw-in. We've gone 6 minutes. Not a score. Not a bad game of footy so far.
Nice transfer of play. If Charlie Gibson just could have kept the ball a little bit lower into McClay, they would have had a good shot on goal there. Anyway, Claughton it is who lays it on the check. Umpire says hold the ball or throw. It paid against Cam Giles, the ruckman. So St. Peter's get the ball back again.
I reckon that's Cam Giles, played for the Eagles, Kadina boy.
Yes, that's him, I think. Oh,
and
you're right.
went to Carlton for a while.
Yep. McGill transferred the play out the far side. It looks like Oliver Clark will get there first. He does, but a good bit of pressure from St. Peter's ensures that ball goes out of bounds, is it?
If there is a breeze today, it is across the field from west to east.
Yep.
So those patrons under the marquees there will be getting to see a fair bit of footy, and we'll need the binoculars.
Yeah, the play is going to get caught on that side. Giles pushed out of the way beautifully by Claughton. That time the umpire says illegally. Not sure about that. Looked okay to me. Anyway, the umpire knows best, as they say, and Giles unaware that's even his free kick. Centres the ball nicely to Lockie Charlton. He comes out the far side to Tom Brinsley. Experienced fullback, as good as there is in the competition. He lowers the eyes. Searches for Tommy Bartlett on the leg, and that is the best forward entry we have seen to this stage. Beautiful passage of play. And the experienced Tommy Bartlett will line up. Played most of his good footy when he first came back from Sturt in the back half of Prince Alfred. But since being moved forward a year and a half ago, he's been very, very valuable and a consistent goal kicker. Breeze will be coming just over his right shoulder. I'll back him from here, Phil. He's just got to go outside the right-hand post. He does. Look, the breeze. Oh, that has been beautifully called and beautifully kicked. And Princes get the first one of the day. And that takes the scoreboard to what? Where
1-0 to 0. The scoreboard is exactly about 50 metres to our right, where we can't see it. But I can tell you that is the first score of any nature. And you're right, you caught it. Tommy Bartlett, the veteran, knew which way the wind was blowing.
Yep.
And a good start to the red men of Prince Alfred.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful kick. And look, I thought Trengo would be the sort of player who'd get under the opposition's guard as the game wore on. They're not running a tag on him, which surprises me a little bit. Looks like they're manning him up around the stoppage, but they think he's going to get 30 anyway.
Thanks to Dartfish Stats, 5 touches already in the first 8 minutes of the contest. The centre clearance will go the way of Saints, courtesy of Scott Biddle. He's found a player in Thomas Matsuliadis. He was going to get that name out early. His kick, though, is a little bit wayward. Hugo Kelly. We've got 2 Hugos playing today. This Hugo Kelly was here last year, playing first 18 footy.
I think the coach said to him, wherever they go, Hugo.
Boom, boom. Meanwhile, Matsuliadis has picked it up again. Again, Princes intervene. Hard footy in the middle of the ground will end up in a stoppage.
So in comparison to the game we saw last week, Phil, this has been a lot more open. Not as many restarts.
Still between the 50s, though.
Yes, true.
Rucks go to it, Jolly. This is the man I want to see in action. Always brings some good skill.
Yep.
On this occasion, the kick a little away with Tommy Bartlett. Not a bad target to aim for. Spills out of bounds. Will be a throw in. Jacko in front of the visitors' bench
Yeah,
here
you're
at
right,
Prince
Phil.
Alfred.
It's good to see the left foot kick of who were we talking
Jolly.
about? Jolly. He's one of the best exponents of the kick in any competition. So once again, St. Peter's first hands-on ball, just having trouble breaking through. They're actually getting, I reckon it's 50-50 in terms of hands-on touches on balls.
Yeah.
Be interesting to get that from our stats people. And the only difference being is the one kick that was able to hit Bartlett from the fullback. Anyway, it looks like Jolly going to get it from Giles, it is, and why wouldn't you? He's gone on the right foot. Have a look at that. That's just as good as his left foot. Beautiful kick, and that's a great effort by Pick. Not able to mark it, unfortunately. PAC follow the work up. Another Pitt comes out. He handballs it back towards Dowd. First time I've called his name. That's holding the ball for mine, and is...
I called his name about, I reckon, 5 weeks ago, playing for Prince Alfred cricket team in a T20 final.
Did he go right at cricket?
He did. He took 4 wickets. He was very good, and if he'd have actually, he didn't last too long with the bat. Had he have scored, he probably would have got. In cricket, we give away sunglasses to the filming cricket team.
Because you're cool. McClay's gone into the ruck. He's given Claughton a bit of a spell, and he does that nicely. Pushes it forward. No one able to take it. Ball spills out. Umpire says, no, it's a free kick, and I'm going to give that to James Duncan. Lively tight. Duncan decides to go long, searching for Charlie Gibson. That's him there with the pink boots, isn't it? The orange boots?
Yes.
Yeah, looks lively too. I don't mind the look of him.
2 good clunks so far.
Oh, nice contest in the air. O'Brien's up there. No one able to take it. Good pressure. Ball spills forward.
This is important for the Saints. First time they've actually held it up inside their forward 50.
Yep, they need to sort themselves out behind the ball for if they turn up. Well, that's a free kick. The umpire doesn't think so. He lets that one go. If that wasn't in the back, I'm not sure what was. O'Brien working really hard. Unlucky not to get one. Oh, he's unlucky not to get it for holding the ball for mine, but the umpire said, no, you held on. So once he made the decision it wasn't holding the ball, I guess that's a fair call. So PAC able to relieve it. This is the one they got to hold him up, Phil. He goes towards Dowd.
And Dowd made a good contest until the cavalry. He did very well there, outnumbered 2-1 initially to Perryman. Hand pass off now to Ollie Clark, who's not needed by the Crow Sandful side, so he's back with his Alameda, looking for Jolly, who had to stretch. Now it's a ground level contest. He's going to take on 2. And in the end, Saints will get it. Here's a turnover in the middle. Scott Bill, high kick. There's a lot of blue jerseys there. If the pass could get out to Hargraves, he was in space and on.
Wasn't he? Still got a chance,
still got
Phil.
it. Comes to spills to him. He lines up the goals. And St. Peter's are on the board. And on the Sports Interactive scoreboard, going to take a while getting used to that, it is 1 goal apiece. 12 minutes into the first quarter. And sometimes those turnovers in the middle can be costly.
Yeah, it's funny how it works out. He was in best position 30 seconds earlier. They couldn't quite get it to him. But they were able to put enough pressure on the forward line with a smother that he was still in the picture and still in good position. The ball spilled out to him and pretty much walked into an open goal and gave them their first goal of the game, and scores are locked away.
As you see the replay here, thanks to Dartfish, just an errant hand pass pretty much from Prince Alfred.
Giles, who's been doing it all in the ruck, up against Claughton's now come back on, and McClay having a bit of a spell, and O'Brien going to full forward. Jolly it is, lays the ball off for McNamara, correct. He heads long, searching kick. Nice effort by Pitt there, round the corner on the left foot, if you don't mind. Jake Pitt, and that is a quick reply from Prince Alfred. That was probably inside 30 seconds. A nice bit of work from Jolly in the centre. Handballed it to McNamara, and Pitt it is, who ends up with a left foot around the corner. So a good quick reply, puts them back out in front. 2 goals straight. St. Peter's 1 goal.
I reckon you're a bit excessive with the 30 seconds. That's how you do corridor football, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted to see how Princes were going to get their goals this afternoon. So one was a set shot, 40 metres out, 45 degree angle. That was right down the guts.
What do you reckon, 15 seconds, do you, from bounce to goal?
I'm trying to remember, was it Damien Morey who held the world record? Adelaide City for the quickest goal in soccer. That was 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Probably 15. Anyway, Hayden Jolly's in the middle. Needs the ball to sit. It does. Gets the hand pass out. This sets O'Donoghue a task, but there's enough red jumpers. Back to Jolly, who always seems to have space, always seems to have time. It's like he's got a tartar somewhere. Down to McNamara. He sends a centering kick inside 50. The bounce will be critical. Charging out to meet it was Hugo Barry. There's some maroon on the far side. There's a mark, and in the end there's going to be go back. Doesn't really want to have the shot. He dukes, he dives from the edge of 50. Wormburner kick is going to set Barry a task. In the end, though, they're trying these underground hand passes. It spills, and a good hard tackle in the end will stop that dead in its tracks. It'll be a stoppage about 20 metres out from the Prince Alfred goals that suddenly are getting a bit of possession down there into the field.
Only early, Phil, but I like the look of Hugo Barry. He's a good size and very mobile. He must be a 6'3", 6'4" in the old scales, but gee, he can move. All right, PAC have got it now, and that's one of the pits, I think, and he's had a crack at goal. Trengove is sitting underneath it, not able to take the mark. And that's our first point for the day. Let's have a look at the way Big Shooter will find someone. Toby Schulz. Generally a good player in this situation. Need a player who can make good decisions, and that's Toby's strength normally with the ball. Decides to play, and it's a good shepherd on the mark. Looks like a bit of a set play there from St. Peter's. But Will Doward stands in amongst three giants for PAC and intercepts the ball. He looks low as the eyes, heading towards Pitt, but there's two of them there. Trengove could have almost marked it. Actually, it's that Hugo Barry. Trengove got it now on the left foot, if you don't mind. It needs a good bounce. Hasn't got it, stays in. Bartlett might get a free. Umpire says nothing doing. That is a rushed point. And PAC push out to 2-2.
So even the points are sort of centering around that goal square area.
He's looking for Clawton again here. Big Toby Schulz. They want a better result than the last kick in, though, which was clearly marked. Here it is, towards Clawton. Good pack that time, but once again, PAC, the virtue of Riley Robinson. First time I've called his name today. He gets it. He looks long. Heading towards Pitt. Not able to take it. Off the hands. Nice. But around the corner, if you don't mind, Tommy Fisher. The fisherman gets his first for the day around the corner on the right foot, and PAC are just putting a few good plays together, Phil.
It's been a good 5 minutes for the Red Men on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. Prince Alfred 3-2-20. Biggest lead of the game so far. St. Peter's just the one goal. And yeah, Craig Pitt was going to have the snap. That was smothered. It was like an offensive rebound in basketball. It spilled to Fisher. Had enough space to sneak it around the defenders and get it between the big white ones. So yeah, PAC, after St. Peter's got on the board, have dominated the last couple of minutes. We're back in the middle.
Jolly's last 6 or 7 minutes has been exceptional.
Once he gets in the game, PAC usually do pretty well. Partially smothered clearance by St. Peter's.
Beautiful hands.
That's
from Trengove.
Very quick work by Trengove to Charlton Jolly. Onto the run of Jack Trengove again. Another touch. In the end, some hard work by the St. Peter's defender. I like the charge out there on the incoming pass by Schultz, who's a bit slow to get up, but thankfully is up. Jacko will be a ball up. 49 out from the PAC goal, and 18 gone. The Saints' defence need to stand up and get a stop here.
Yeah, well, it's the midfield of PAC at the moment, Phil, who have just got all the answers. They're getting their hands on the ball and giving their forwards first use of it. That's a bad switch into the corridor, and it's been marked by Benny O'Donoghue. Spent some time in the country, and as we said before, with the Crows. Not the greatest kick, that one off the boot, and it's been intercepted by Hargraves.
So
Busy early, switches the play. Nice. He's got number 30 out here to kick towards. Alexandra Kudra. Kudra, he says, no, I'm not kicking it to Kudra. I'm going back the other side of the ground, dangerously into the square. Just kept it, almost kicked the goal for the opposition. I'd like to see him bring the rule in that says if you do that, it is actually a goal, not
I
a
saw
point.
West Adelaide do that once in a Sandford League game.
Right. Okay, nice reach over the top from James Moriarty. Being held up on the mark, searching for options inside. No one presenting at this stage. Down the line, he's got nothing to kick to either. Really haven't got a lot. Of going to have to go short here. He does. Hits up Scott Biddle. Once again, nothing presenting down line. They need the big fuller Matty Clawton to get over. I'm not sure he's got the tank to be able to do that, so he's had to go short. Done it well. Found Brad Coulson. So they're just working the ball. short. Now we go back into that dangerous spot. It's been marked okay by Will Montgomery. He kicks out the far side. Nice transfer of play, but they need to be able to link this one through, and they're being well held up by the PAC forward line. Their defensive structure, in fact, looks really good. Short again, he's had to go. Hamish Allen into the corridor. Just able to keep it, James Moriarty. They're being patient with it, I'll give them that, St. Peter's. Looking for Toby Schulz. I've got a feeling this is going to come unstuck, though. He gets it out the back. Now we go towards Jesse O'Brien. He's going to be under the pump. Good enough to be able to take the mark, and that was pretty important, Phil.
It was, and this is St. Peter's denying PAC the ball at the moment. I don't think they care about scoring. It was denying a bit of momentum to PAC, but Dorwood intercepts, gets the quick hand pass, and almost takes the cap off the field umpire. Well ducked. And now it's inside that forward 50 and will be a stoppage.
It's only one of our more experienced umpires.
I mean, they went back and forth. They actually went across 4 times in that series of plays, St. Peter's.
Yeah, they look reluctant to go long down the line. I guess when you've got...
Because when they did, Maroon ball and we're back inside 50.
Correct.
Rucks go to it. Jolly behind, gets it on now to Wicks. And there's a loose play, and Bartlett had it, lost it. Tumbling to himself, this could be goal of the week if he could kick it. But no, it's not. Instead, it's going to be a stoppage, I think. The umpire is letting it go, which is good to see. Clearing kick by the Saints. Charging hard at the football. Love to see that. That was O'Donoghue. Indian will spill out of bounds. And Princess, got a free kick.
Yeah, good bit of pressure by Alexander Kudra for the last minute or so there. And he's a bit stiff there that the umpire said, no, that's sacrosanct, the head these days. Anyone who goes near the head, we're going to give him a free kick. So
Tommy Fisher, too far out to score. Low percentage shot. He knows that.
That's poor defence, Phil.
And Lachlan McNamara will increase the odds substantially, marking 45 out.
Yep, poor checking by the St. Peter's boys there.
So McNamara was amongst the best players, 3rd best last week, as decided upon by the coaches. 21 minutes gone, quarter time not too far. We'll have some Dartfish stats. Lockie, our statsman, working feverishly to my right as he aims right, swings left. You do that all day down that end, and that is the 4th goal for the Redmen. And the longer this quarter goes, Jacko, the better the home team's looking. Yeah,
and I'll go back to what I said 5 or 6 minutes ago, Phil. They're having trouble, St. Peter's, penetrating the half-forward line. They're just struggling to get the ball with any real fluency through the midfield. And what we've seen in the last 4 or 5 minutes is some real pressure from the PAC forwards.
We've got some Dartfish stats.
Yeah, Trengo up to 10 disposals already in 22 minutes of a game. What they might need to think about sitting someone. At the moment, O'Brien and him are going head-to-head in the centre, but Trengo clearly having the best of that battle. Anyway, back in the middle, looks like Jolly, who's also had leather poisoning this quarter, has got it. Nice handball. He finds Fisher, who's been pretty good as well. Lowers the eyes, searching. Oh, I like the look of that pair of hands, mate. That is a great coaching 101 for forwards. Watch the way he puts his hands out nicely in front of the body and took Toby Schulz's ability to make a spoil right out of the question. A fantastic mark by Tyson Brazel.
There's another return from Queensland.
Yeah, and a good size, Phil. Probably looks like a 6'3"er. A couple of good pickups.
Been told to kick 96 goals for his club up in the Queensland competition.
Yeah, one of them played in the Quaffle and one played in the level below, and I'm thinking that's Tyson Brazel played in the level below based on that kick alone, Phil.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Did kick 2 goals last week. Southport Sharks, which have teams in every division, they're huge club on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
That was who he was based with,
setup
I believe.
This time, Toby Schulz handballs the ball. They didn't want to go long. Worked out okay because James Moriarty has it onto the left foot. This has been the weakness, this spot here. Oh, nice effort by Claughton to get there, although the second take proved costly. Still alive, although Brian gets it quickly onto his boot. PAC once again have all the answers, and it's when that ball goes forward. Tom Brinsley is just settling him down now. Come this side, he says, and just look a little bit more composed with the ball. Brinsley, long, nice jump from the St. Peter's boys, but unfortunately the tallest player stayed on the ground in Dowwood, and he ended up with the footy. McGill it is. Goes to Shooter, the left footer. Heard the call inside. Need the ruckman to be able to bend here, he doesn't. It goes out as far as Hamish Allen. Nice transfer out the far side to Harry Cudmore. Comes back inboard now. Like the look of that move. Got McClay for his first clunk for the day. Umpire says I'll give him a free kick. I think hopefully that is a free kick for St. Peter's from McClay. Clearly like he had an arm on him. The umpire's also paid advantage. Good umpiring there. And is that Hugo F. Moore? I did ask the coach.
Oh, Falbushmore.
Yeah, I can't
Where's Tony when you need him?
I can't go Falbushmore all day. They're, even on their magnet on the board.
How many Hugos are there playing today?
I don't know, but if you look at the board, I did ask the coach, can you fit his name on a magnet? And he says, no, he has to go F-Moore.
F. Moore, okay.
F. Moore.
Give me F. Moore, okay.
Yep.
But
a nice finish.
Goal against the run of play.
And a badly needed goal, Phil.
Oh, yeah. Does on the Sports Interactive scoreboard, we've got Prince Alfred 4-3-27, St. Peter's 2-12, 15-point margin, 25 minutes gone. We didn't get a goal in the opening 6 minutes, and since then it's opened up. And in the middle, bit of tunnel ball, but it will land with McNamara, who's been busy in the centre. Curling kick inside 50. Saints have the numbers 2-1. Hot footy at ground level. But they do well on this occasion, the Saints defence. They'll get the clearance. I think that was Sammy Walters with the kick. We're back in the middle. McNamara at ground level. This time he ain't going nowhere. Nick McGill, I believe, laying the tackle there.
Have a look at Trengrove running, mate.
Free kick, Saints. They get the quick inside 50, looking for McClay, but stepping back, Trengove into what could have been dangerous territory if McClay had a bit more distance on him.
Oh, just the fitness on him, Phil. He was working his guts off through the middle of the ground to get back and got in the hole beautifully. He's a superbly conditioned athlete.
He is in great nick at the moment as the kick down centre wing, only as far as Will Montgomery. Can the Saints get one more before the quarter-time siren? The kick on this occasion will find the captain and O'Brien. He was taken late by Woolard. In fact, they're having a little extracurricular activity here at PAC. Umpire sees that and gives him a bit of detention and a free kick downfield.
Big Toby Shoulders come in to clean him up. He's the aggressor for the side.
He's the enforcer for Saints.
Now he's a father. He sees himself as a father figure for the team.
He's feeling a bit, he needs to protect things now.
The big shooter.
I think this is Falbushmore again.
No, I don't reckon. That's not bad off the boot though, but I don't think it's Falbushmore, is it?
We wait for him to turn around. There's only a couple of blokes in there. Oh no, I stand corrected. Harry Cudmore with the goal.
Cudmore.
And that's 2 in a row to Saints, just edging their way back into the contest in the dying minutes of the first quarter.
And some big news over there, mate. Looks like Jake Pitt is being assisted off the ground. The key 40 doesn't look in a good way, so that's a real loss for PAC. We'll get Lambo to keep his eyes on that one.
I've got to find where Lambo is.
Where is Lambo? We gave him one question about the barbecue, and I don't think he's left it since.
He's going to put himself on the other side. Go, Jacko.
Giles is back in the ruck. Nice out of the middle. Jesse O'Brien's got it. Just starting to come into the game too, which has been important. Nice jump for number 20. But Doward, there's sirens gone. And we'll need Lambo to get a bit of...
Is that the siren?
Yeah, it wasn't too loud, was it?
Might need an upgrade.
Yeah.
School bell. I'm sure the school bell's louder than that.
So the score's at quarter time. Well, it's funny how it works sometimes. There's Lambo making his way across from the other side.
He'll go to the huddles. We'll hear from him after we take our quarter. Well, we might take a break, Jacko, and we'll find out what's going on the other side shortly.
Yep.
Prince Alfred, 4-3-27. St. Peter's, 3 straight 18, a 9-point lead to the Red Men. Time for a break. We'll be back with stats, huddle news, and plenty more the second quarter. This is a Filming Footy production.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals. Like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch.
Welcome back. It's quarter time, live from the huddles. Thanks to Villiers Bakery. Let's go to Lambo.
Boys just went into the huddle of St. Peter's there. Craig Pitt, very cool, very calm. He was happy mainly with the last 5 minutes. The tackling around the ball and stoppages was a lot better. But Prince Alfred, for most of that quarter, had full control. But we'll see how we go in the second quarter. But St. Peter's, especially the last 5 minutes, their pressure was really good. Back to you boys, doing a great job.
Thank you, Lambo. We'll get some Dartfish stats up in a sec, just before the second quarter gets underway.
No sign of Jake Pitt having made his way back in. Let's have a look at some stats. Inside 50s in favour of Prince Alfred, 14-8 turnovers in favour of St. Peter's, 10-6. Hit-outs, not a lot in it. St. Peter's 14-10. Tackle count's pretty high for Saints. Centre clearances even. Clearances around the ground even. Free kicks, not much in that either. Just a couple of individual stats worthy of note. Trengove, 12 for the quarter, had a fantastic quarter. O'Brien came into the game late, 5, but will probably need to do a bit more.
Thing that took my mind there was 7 scoring shots from 14 inside 50s for Prince's. Pretty effective in that way, and they'll Saints will get the clearance on this occasion, now going to the right of screen. Prince Alfred going to your left. It's in the defensive 50 for the Red Men, and Hugo Kelly will get the defending kick. Out there for Craig Pitt, gets the hand pass on, and the Red Men are off and running. Kicking into an open 50 over the head of the charging pack. Trying to go back and get under a fair bit of pressure was Jonathan Reed. Appealing for a free. Umpire says they'll ball it in down the Casper Street end down there. The Hackney end, dare I say it, Jacko, the St. Peter's College end.
The Northern District's end. Claughton has made his way deep inside the back half of St. Peter's. No one able to take the ball cleanly. Schultz it is now on the left foot around the corner. Doward gets set, not able to take it. Hits the heels of his hands actually. And what a magnificent tackle from Tommy Matsuliadis. He's cleaned one of the players up there from PAC. Looks like it might have been O'Donoghue. Claughton hits it on the check. Jolly at the back. Too good. We'll get it now. He does. On the left foot. Watch this kick at home, folks. Searching the full forward. Oh, it's going to go over the top.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. He looks good when he's got the ball in hand. Nice technique. Will he play on this time, Schultz, or will he go long? Well, he gave away the long, and this is the reason. Look at Doward getting himself 2 against 1. And once again, ball punched clearly, easily from PAC. Pitt it was that ended up with the footy. Now it's Hargraves, onto O'Brien. Oh, that's too high for mine. And the umpire says, I agree, Jacko. You're a good judge. You should be umpiring, and don't worry, we are. Hargraves poor kick looking for McLeay. Not able to hit him. Gives PAC a bit of time. They're able to run the ball out. Bryce Woolard on the left. Nice to Ollie Clark, who protected the ball beautifully. Now centres it in. That's gone over the top, though. Intercepted by Patrick Fay. Oh, he needed to do a little bit better with that, didn't he?
He did. The bounce almost eluded the Redmond. It's gone through for a behind.
Could have cost him badly
But
then.
yeah, if you're going to centre the ball, that kick centering has to be spot on target.
Yep.
Because that could have been a pretty easy walk-in St. Peter's goal. Instead, it's down the outer wing. Taking out of bounds was Mitch Wicks.
Dalwood having an influence on the game as well for PAC, Phil.
Yeah, he is a veteran. Played, I reckon, for Norwood and for North.
Correct.
Back in Sandford days. As mentioned, he's got a bit of a cricket pedigree as well.
Dad played for Norwood. And,
yeah, it's quite a...
older brother played at Adelaide Uni as well.
Meanwhile, Princes are just knocking it forward without any real possessions. Now it's Brazil, whose kick has either ended up out of bounds or they found a free kick off the ball. It will be free kick off the ball to Princes. Oh, no. It's going to be a throw-in. Stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
Just the way they were pointing.
So still no sign of Jake Pitt in the forward line for PAC. It could be a nasty blow for him.
I'll have to send Jacko a message. Lambo a message by Morse code.
Yes.
Get him to check it out. Take it away.
Oh, bad drop by Hugo Kelly there is exposed, giving the ball back to Saints. They work it beautifully now. Just got to get on the end of it. Hamish Allen, he does. Round the corner, Scott Biddle having a crack at goal. Oh, touched off the boot anyway.
Deserved better.
They did, but they are certainly pressing a bit better earlier this quarter, a bit like they finished the first quarter, Saints. This is where they need to get better, Phil. Their ability to hold the ball in 50 in their front half has been very poor. PAC being able to bring it out too easily. Let's see if they can hold this kick up in now. They've had enough time to set, get their defence ready, and looked a bit unsure. Perryman, he's a good left footer normally. That's no exception. But neither side able to take it. But it's that man once again, isn't it? The big fella.
Yeah, and he usually sets something up. So it's down this outer side at the moment. This is with, I think that's Hugo Kelly again. His long kick. It's straddling that boundary line, will spill out of bounds.
Is that almost a Falcon, Phil? Did that almost hit him in the face?
I didn't see it, so I won't call it. Did
Our
see a
first
Falcon earlier. Poor St. Peter's bloke in the Bees.
Oh, you expect
Top
him
one.
in the B grade?
As the Rucks will go to it again. Gee, that's a man mountain and Claughton using all his weight there to get the clearance for the Saints. Kicks it towards the half-forward line, picked up by Charlie Gibson. He wheels around, gets the hand pass off the two orange boot men, combining for St. Peter's, and a nice mark with the flight of the ball. Tom Brinsley, when you're a defender, you know you've got no room to manoeuvre, and you're right. Should have been a better inside 50.
McLeay not happy with that at all. Perryman it is who's got it, the captain of the side. Always a good finish with the ball. That's no exception. Bryce Woolard looking for options. He'll try to find someone inside, but the defence here looks pretty good from St. Peter's. Craig Pitt has it now. Captain coach. Can't kick towards his brother. They'll need probably Hugo Barry to push up. He goes down the line and Jolly, who's been in good touch. Looking no problems. He'll wheel onto his right here, but he's a left footer. He's about going either side. He ends up with the right foot. Goes beautifully down the line. That's a nice kick to Wicks. And guess who? Trengo. They're going to have to put a collar on this bloke somehow, Phil. He's really hurting them.
Well, he's going to have a 40 possession game otherwise.
Yeah. I don't know why. I know he's fit, but I think you need to run a tag on him and just get some body on him. Anyway, he's getting set. He's probably...
He's saying good day to some spectators, but he's
getting a bit of advice from the crowd, is he? Is that friendly advice, Phil, or is it...
not sure on this side.
Well, I'm going to back him from here. He's going to kick from just inside 50. He probably needs a little bit of left post on this. Thinks it through. Look at that. Goes at the left post. Goes at the left post. And it comes back beautifully. That is almost identical to the Tommy Bartlett kick in the first quarter. Summed up the win beautifully and executed the skill.
It's the same cross breeze.
Yep.
Whether you're kicking north or south, if it's coming from the west.
Yep.
And first goal, always a critical thing of every quarter, sets that momentum. And on the Sports Interactive scoreboard, it is Prince Alfred 5-4-34. St. Peter's 3-2-20 back to a 14 point margin. And just as I was about to say, I think Saints have stopped Prince's momentum and it's a fairly even contest. Some real skills. You had the mark of Jolly and the precision kick to where only Wicks was going to mark at Bartlett and then on to Trengove.
I'd like to see the inside 50 stats, Phil, because it feels like watching it that Saints have had as many opportunities but just haven't done as well going forward.
In this quarter for sure, and certainly as from the clearance it's going to be too high and it's going to be Hamish Allen. He goes back towards the T-saucer in the middle. I've got a man in the blue, the St. Peter's blue boots, who is not on our list, so Phantom number 6 out there.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's had to change a jumper. Maybe that was our new bloke in Charlie Kirchner, who was supposed to be 28. Maybe he got it changed to 6. Anyway, the kick inside 50 towards the behind line, gets behind the pack. Will be a throw-in right next to the behind post and the beautifully branded Princes.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know where you were this afternoon.
You can see what's happening a little bit. McLean not getting the same freedom he's had over the last couple of years without his brother and Mitchell in that forward line. He's been
that
double
triple
teamed.
threat.
Yeah, he's getting. They're very good at being able to isolate each other, but now he's the main target, and they are struggling to get any real impact from him. Anyway, the ball goes back towards the middle of the ground. Nice effort by Oliver Clark. Number 20 has it. Hugo Kelly lands with PAC. O'Brien around the corner on the left foot. That's going to be close. It is. It's a good mark. Really good mark by Charlie Gibson. The orange boots. Should know his name by now with those boots, Phil.
Well, there's 2 out there, so you do have to check yourself.
Yep. And nothing wrong with that either. He's about 20 metres out, dead in front. You'd back him from here and be their first goal for the quarter, and they need this one. Spock leans back a little bit. No problem, says the umpire. And a good intercept by Saints. And that was much better forward pressure. They didn't let the ball come out as easy as they have been.
Just while we got a quick break, you were going to tell a story.
Yeah, Adam Perryman's
Adam
been
Perry,
made
sorry. Well,
yep.
so before I forget.
Yeah, he's been made captain this year, which is terrific because he's been a good servant. Played a little bit of footy at Glenelg and Port, and has overcome some real issues with cancer over the last couple of years. So he's had a fair battle on his hands, Adam, and a terrific lad. Played some state footy, and it's just wrapped for him to see him being appointed captain of the club.
It is, more than just picking heads or tails, isn't it? Being a captain of a club at this level,
yep.
You become the person that everyone looks up to as an example of resilience and persistence, and he has certainly shown that. Saints again going forward. They're getting a few clearances, and you're right, Jack. I think they're leading the inside 50 count, at least for this quarter, and they've got a loose man to get the kick forward in Biddle. Contest at the top of the square. Who's front square? It's Biddle doing his own laundry. Gets the hand pass out. O'Brien had it, lost it. Everywhere he looked, there was Maroon men waiting to pounce.
Oh, and he's given one away too. I reckon it
and
might be 50. Yeah,
be a bonus.
He's throwing his weight around away a little bit, O'Brien, but he's tried it against the wrong bloke there in a long-serving defender for PAC. Wouldn't take that too well. Into the middle of the ground. He had a good start to the game, this fella, Tom Fisher. He switches the play out the far side, searching for Tyson Brazel under a fair bit of heat, and they're holding him up nicely. Conversely, the first quarter, they're actually holding them up nicely across the half back line now, Saints, and they get the ball back. So, game at an interesting stage, 5-4 to 4-1, nothing in it. Feels like St. Peter's are just starting to dominate the game.
Well, I think what's happening is that it's all starting in the ruck competition. Claughton's warmed up, and he's giving Saints first use of the footy.
Yep, that's fair call.
Princes have got it now. They'll work it off their half-back flank. Again, looking for space with precision kicking. This occasion finds O'Donoghue. He's 80 metres out. Important kick inside 50. 2 Princes players to choose from. Neither could get it. It's tapped on by our Phantom 6. I'm going to call it Critchman until told otherwise, and it goes back to O'Donoghue, and we'll reset.
Well, that was Toby Schulz, mate. He plays indoor soccer, doing that soccer kick.
And now it's in the middle. Spills. Plenty of Maroon. They should be able to work it out here, and they do. Robinson will go wide. Fisher needs it to sit. They've got a free man on the outer side, which they can use. They've got the one extra player. Got the Shepherd, got the kick towards half forward. Overcooked it. Schultz has it. And it is really a game just being played between the 50s. Schultz has overcooked it. And the adrenaline is getting to everybody. They're kicking it as far as they can, not to the player intention. even that occasion, the kick to McNamara had to go down on his knees to grab it before it fell short. Prince's ball, they have a 9-point lead.
Like the look of Fisher, Phil. He's been impressive. Started on the interchange. That's a good mark taken by, is it Hugo Barry up there, is it?
I reckon so. We'll confirm in a sec.
So it looked like they've got the ammunition maybe to be able to cover Jake Pitt, who, if I can see from the far side, I've got you with your binoculars, Phil. Is that him sitting on the grass, all done for the day?
I reckon there is one there. I'm just keeping an eye on the goal scorer for them, well, the goal kicker at the moment.
I'll call it Barry, just inside, probably kicking from 40, on the 45. Looks good off the boot, and it is. It's a beautiful kick. So they answer again as they've done every time they've been challenged by Saints. Saints just not quite able to get their nose in front, and it is Hugo Barry. That's his first for the day. And what about the other bit of news, Phil, on that bloke on the sidelines?
I was going to actually just give some scores, and then I'll check the injury. Quarter time around Division 1. Tea Tree Gully at home. They lead Brighton Bombers by 15 points. Rocks at University lead by 22.
Wow.
Payneham Norwood Union at Unley Mercedes lead the Jets by 8. And Goodwood Saints lead Port Districts by 7. They are quarter time scores, thanks to Adelaide Starbus. We will give you a full wrap of scores around the A grade and the Adelaide Footy League at half time.
Okay, good news for PAC supporters. I can see Pitt trying to warm up on the far side. Not sure how he's going to go, but he doesn't look too bad. Nice handball from Brad Coulson. Unleashes it to James Duncan. He's searching long. There's no McClay up there this time.
Is it
Dowwood over the top.
It's never a good sign when a player has the footy boots off, is it?
No.
And that player sitting down, whose number I can't see because it's directly opposite, is sitting down and both boots are off.
Right. Dowwood it is. Slaps the ball forward. Stops the ball forward to Jolly. The Perryman on the left. Nice intercept spoil from Saints. That goes one-handed to pick up. Does it well. Oh, he's got one right in the mush right in front of us. The umpires see it.
We're that close, we almost felt that one.
Yeah, I reckon he gave him the second one. That might have hurt too. Yeah, Tony says, yeah, mate.
It taps the shoulder to indicate high. That wasn't where he copped it.
Yeah, good young kid, as I mentioned before, Lockie McNamara. Great to see him back playing footy after a pretty nasty injury a couple of years ago. Was in high demand from North Adelaide, this kid. Goes long down the line. Not the greatest kick because McClay will stand up under that all day. He should have marked it. Toby Schulz it was, sorry. Should have marked that, and that's a costly drop because it's ended up with Tyson Brazel. Luckily for the Saints boys, he's able to finish it, but that could have proved very, very costly. How's McNamara? He's okay. He's jogging off okay.
They're definitely down one as Pitt's about to come on.
Right, good news for PAC. Saints have the ball. Looking long out the far side for the big ruckman. Got him. Nice kick. Matty Claughton has been serviceable. He looks like he's carrying a few kilos, but he's getting around the ground okay, isn't he? I'd say he's on top in the ruck at this stage against Giles. He's found Hamish Allen, I think, on the half-back line, searching for options further down the ground. Going to go towards Charlie Gibson. But it's McClay around the corner. One of his few kicks to this stage. Dowwood will intercept here, does with the spoil. She's just needed to take the ball, that lad, and they were home and set. They had a free player 20 metres in front. Tommy Matsuliadis for PAC. Now Jolly's got it. Winds onto his right foot. How did he get through that gap? Yes. Showing a bit of speed. Winding back the clock to Ollie Clark. He finds Trengove. And the umpire said free kick too high, and that'll go to Toby Schulz.
Alrighty, so they've kicked it out to the outer side of Saints. Every time they look like they're getting back in the contest, Prince has had a goal or two.
Yeah.
And again, we're doing a turnover count, and I'd have to say this quarter would be fairly high.
For Saints.
As it's with Charlton. Gets the hand pass away. Here's a high kick towards 50. Gee, have a PAC raffle as McNamara has it.
Poor defence there, Phil.
Yeah, let's see if he can return that knock he copped in the best possible fashion with a good kick here into the pocket.
Oh.
Just overcooked it, or Humphreys underran it. Still hot footy 20 metres out. The forwards are laying some tackles. Still spills to Saints though, to Jonathan Reid. They'll work it with some hands back to Schulz, who jukes and I've just got the hand pass away. Now they're running through the middle. They've got a man on here if they're quick enough.
Can he hit it into
And
space?
there may be one-on-one contest. Darwood sets himself. Big thump from behind in the battle against O'Brien. Plenty of maroon now. Hugo Kelly puts it out into space. Needs to sit for Bartlett. It didn't really. Now the Saints are away. But their hand passing leaves a bit to be desired. It does sit properly though. This is surely going to be a goal. They cannot butcher it from here. As much as O'Brien tried, Charlie Gibson with the kick to the goal square. I think they've just been to the dentist because that had a bit of pulling teeth about it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Phil. That won't be extracted by the coaches for effective play that last 2 minutes.
It won't be our goal of the week between the posts.
How were the missed kicks, the opportunities? That ball being laid to O'Brien versus Dowd just had to go out in front for space, and he would have cleaned them up, and they put it straight on top of his head, and then the transfer from PAC, the same kick, poor kick, poor handball. But
it was so good we're giving you the replay.
It's a comedy of errors.
Yeah, but I guess it's something about persisting and keep going forward, and eventually you end up with that. Can't miss soccer from 1 metre out. Jacko.
Yep, Giles it was in the ruck that did it well, but only as far as James Moriarty switches. Well, I've liked both sides' effort to transfer the play as soon as they get it. This bloke's getting better and better as the game goes on, Phil. He's really proving a handful, even when he goes forward. Matty Claughton, I guess he's looking for McClay. There is no McClay up there, so he's looking for red boots. Charlie Gibson, give him something, son. Goes in that direction. Can he get a jump at it? He does. Almost marks it. Unfortunately, Trengove ends up with the ball in best position. He kicks it out the far side. Looks like the old Tommy Bartlett, who's worked his way down the ground. Must have a bit of a licence because he's come a long way from the forward 50.
Well, there's only 2 people in the forward 50 for Princes.
Yep. So, good goal for his Tommy Bartlett. Unfortunately, that's not his best swing. He should have pulled out the driver instead of the chipper there. So, Toby Schulz, a recent father. Good soccer play, indoor soccer player. Oh, no, that's not your go, though, son. Don't mess that one up badly.
Dancing with the Stars, maybe not.
He has out of 5 minutes he would want to forget, Toby. Jolly has it. Goes to Pitt. Young kid's going to have to go. Oh, 2 PAC boys
friendly
nearly
fire.
hurt himself. Yeah. And it ends up back with Saints looking forward for Claughton. It must be said he's keeping big Jordan Lockwood out of the team. He's been a mainstay of St. Peter's in the ruck for many a year. Now finding himself, injured today, but has been finding himself in the B grade.
And there is a cup. I've just seen it on the far side.
Is it in the picture of a spoon, Phil?
No, it is a cup. It is silver.
Yep, but it's a cup. Okay. Well, it runneth over. Jolly has it. Goes long. Is he a right foot or a left foot? Oh, how was the jump from, who was that? That was a beautiful jump from Hugo Barry. Oh, he's got some spring, hasn't he? That would have been mark of the year, Phil. Or at least mark of the quarter.
Trengove has the football.
Anybody see how Trengove ended up? Was that a free kick? Free kick, yep.
Yeah. Lockie's on it.
How's his stats, Lockie? Sixth this quarter. Yeah, so he's on 18 touches already.
Wow.
And we are 20 minutes in. So well on track for his 40.
That 40 is well on track.
Yep. Now, he kicked it beautifully the last time. This time he's on the other side of the ground. Nice balanced approach. He's missed that one, though. I would have expected better from him there.
11 goals kicked on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. 11 individual goal scorers. Trengove the chance to be the first multiple.
Great to see him playing, Phil. Great to see him back in the team.
Yeah, certainly that's the level. And there's a strong mark taken by Moriarty. So Saints have it trailing. It seems like Princes are dominating, but it's a 9-point game.
I like Moriarty at centre-half back, Phil. He's been strong there, hasn't he?
Gives them a presence there, I think.
Yep.
There's a lot of blue there, so they should get something out of this. It does. Matsuliadis will get the kick. 1-on-1 battle again.
Claughton's done it well with the big fella, hasn't he?
He makes a battle of it.
And that's a 40-60 ball where you would back him to lose that, and he's given a great effort for a boundary throw-in. So is he going to be able to keep that up, Phil, in the fourth quarter? The
resting ruckman in the first. It's interesting. He's gone back to the goal square. So let's see who's going to go up in ruck here.
McClay.
This is a Jock. The forward goes in ruck and the ruck goes forward. Fair enough.
Yep, that's been a straight swap since the first quarter, actually.
Yeah. So basically from the throw in, how long did the umpire let that go?
I like that. I like it. Let them work it out.
Yeah,
Put the
and
whistle
eventually
away.
the umpire did come in and say, well, okay, that was a bit high. Prince's ball.
Yep, McNamara, I reckon, inside.
So sits with Bryce Willard. He will switch play. Darwood is in open space. Certainly the kicking of Prince's has been a delight to see for most of the day in setting up play. This is with O'Donoghue. Kick just in the nick of time. Fell short with the tackle. Right in front of the broadcast booth. Saints for the kick, but only towards 2 Redmen. Should have done better with that. A little bit more time to make that a better kick. O'Donoghue's kick this time finds a target right in front of us. And this is Tommy Fisher. He looks downfield to Pitt. Craig Pitt. He wants to centre. There's a line. There's a wave of maroon in the middle. Goes to Riley Robinson. He kicks it out. This is good forward build-up by Prince's.
Good foot skills. Mitch Wicks with the ball now.
As soon as you said that.
Gets the ball over. Fisher's got it. He releases it. Ollie Clark maybe. Ends up with Lockie Charlton around the corner. Toby Schulz there in the goal square. Will need to go well. And good defence from Jonathan Reid. Sees the ball spill through for Saints. We're under a fair bit of pressure there. It was a nice transfer of play from Prince Alfred from one side of the ground to the other. Good display of foot skills, about 4 or 5 on the chain. Just not quite able to finish in front of goal. And we've got a battle on our hands, really. There's not a lot in this game. 6-6 to 5-2. 1 goal for. Toby Schulz searching for McClay. That kick out has not worked all day for him, and that one's no exception. Ball's rebounded straight back into the PAC forward line, and that is a 7-point play as Tommy Humphreys finishes it off. So something they're going to have to address at half-time, the Saints, their kick-outs. They've just been going long. The other thing I'd like to see St. Peter's do is try and find a bit better defensive effort on Darwood when the ball is in their front half. Darwood's been used too easily by Prince's on the way out. So it's the centre-half forward who's opposed to him, who's going to have to lock down defensively a bit better than he has up until this stage, Phil.
Prince's have been better at locking it up within them. If not their forward 50, maybe their forward 70 with those kick-ins. And you're right, Darwood's been a pretty good link man. Get it out to him, he'll get it to centre wing before a blink of an eye. We are about 25 minutes into this second quarter. Half-time is imminent. We'll give you scores around the Adelaide Footy League. We'll get the latest from Lambo.
Great handball around the corner.
Meanwhile, Saints have got it here. Time and space for our first bounce of the day, thanks to Kudra. He runs to 50. High kick won't get the distance. We'll go to the top of the square. Who's there to get it? It's going to be Farbush Moore will get the snap. Straight into the prep school. Out of bounds on the full. Looked a pretty impressive build-up, but they just ran out of space.
Got excited, Kudra, didn't he? He thought he might have been a chance to run in for a goal.
Yeah, he went the chip shot instead of the driver with his kick. Comes back towards forward 50.
Give it.
Blue ball, yep. And the kick comes in from Hargraves to the top of the square. I don't mind that as the regular option. They just don't have the targets there. Princes move it quickly towards the outer side. Race for pace at the moment.
Yeah.
And they're going to try and go coast to coast here. This is great effort by Humphreys, who scored that last goal. Just kept pushing it forward. He's been rewarded with a free kick.
Yeah, too much pace for Toby Schulz on that occasion, Phil.
So too far out to score. He's going to put it high, about 40 metres out. Here comes the pack. Okay, Hugo, Barry. And in the end, and this is it. Stoppage inside forward 50. Gives Princes a great chance to get a late goal 22 minutes into the second quarter.
Yep, ball is now in the hands of James Moriarty. He's been well tackled. The umpire says, no, that wasn't well tackled. That was over. That was too high. Had a chance to quickly switch the play to Kudra.
So if you were the field umpire, Jacko, you would have said, what, play on, hold the ball.
Play on, yeah. Got to earn it. Got to earn it, son. Oh, he backs himself, Moriarty. Cheekily comes on the inside. Has a kick across his boot. Well, that's a beautiful mark. It's as good a mark as we've seen today. Is that Fisher again? No, it's not Fisher. Who was that with the orange boots?
No, it's the other blue. This is the Matsuliadis.
Tommy Matsuliadis.
Yeah.
Kicks now, the left foot. This is where they break down a little bit. nice around the corner, asking a lot of Claughton, and he's gone too high. The umpire hasn't seen it. Tommy Brinsley, bit stiff not to get a free kick there, I would have thought. Phil had to
So we're going the other way this time. You would have given the 2.
I would have given it that time.
Because he earned it.
Yeah, and Big Claughton, I'm really impressed by his effort to work to every contest. He's surprisingly agile. Doward hits it towards the boundary line. And as he said, Saints need to make sure they cover Doward a bit better on the way out. Not so much on the way in. It's okay, Hugo Barry's been all right, but it's on the way out that Doward's given him a bit of concern. Claughton, what can he do now? He's got a big size advantage here. Nothing. Doward comes across as a second jumper, and it's also something Saints are going to have to talk about at half-time. Doward's very good at coming in as the second jumper at a ruck contest, so Hugo Barry has to come over and screen him so that Big Claughton can compete one-on-one rather than 2v1.
Alrighty, it is half-time. We're just waiting for Lambo to organise an interview.
He's ready to go, I think.
Prince Alfred 7-5-47, St Peter's 5-2-32 on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. And let's go to Lambo.
I've got Will Delwood with me. It's half time here. Will, what do you think of your first half, mate, honestly?
Good and bad in patches. Yeah. When we get the ball moving, we're doing well, but they're countering us pretty well, and it's hard to turn it, get the ball back.
What I noticed too, if you move the ball on quick, you play some great footy. When you go back and take your time and have a cup of coffee up in the air, it's a different ball game, isn't it, mate? So what do you got to do now for this next half to be better?
Just probably recoup and then just start running the ball a bit more, getting that ball on quick and getting into the forward line.
Fantastic. Thanks, mate. Keep going. See you, mate.
Thank you, Craig Lambert. Of course, brought to us by Villy's Bakery, our very intrepid band rider. Now, he's not doing just one interview. He's going to do 2 interviews.
Jimmy Parkinson nearly lost the shirt there.
And I believe we've got the man responsible for our setup, Vice President Jimmy Parkinson, and just got to redo the hair live on camera. Let's go, Lambo.
Okay, it's half time here at Prince Alfred's College. I've got Jim Parkinson, the absolute legend of amateur league footy, I hear. Jim, what do you think of the first half, mate?
It's very tight, isn't it? It's a lot tighter than what we perhaps thought it might have been. And Saints, having said that, whenever we play Saints, it's always a tight game, regardless of how both teams are going. We copped a couple of injuries. Jake Pitt is off, I think, for the rest of the game with an ankle, and Cam Giles looks like he's done a groin. So that's a ruckman and a centre half forward. So not the ideal result. And what is it? It's 15 points. So good game though.
It is, mate. Tell us a little bit about the club. Off-season, a little bit about the sponsors, some good people that work for you, and probably your role with the club, mate.
Oh, my role? Yeah, no, we're very fortunate. We've got a number of very, very loyal supporters. Resource Co's amazing. Thomas Farms, dare I say it, Coopers. We're not really meant to say that, are we? Rob Gerard has been a supporter of the club for a number of years, and he continues to support us very strongly. Securitrack, there's numerous different people that do contribute. We're very, very, very fortunate. There's not only that level, it's also the lower level, the Reds club members, so not only the majors, but also the individual sponsors as such. The club's pretty healthy at the moment. It was last year was a tough year, really tough year, as it was for everyone, but it was enjoyable to get 9 games in. It took a lot out of people that were running the place. Hawley, Sis, we all worked very, very hard to get those 9 games, so it was tough, but it was nice to get some footy. It's nice to be playing footy normally again, really.
You're spot on, Jim. Mate, you do anything to come here on a day like today. Beautiful atmosphere, a lot of people here today, and just the oval itself, it's in great nick, mate.
The school's been amazing. We're very, very fortunate. The school is our juniors. We work very closely with them. They're very good to us. They have turned the oval out today in an absolutely incredible condition. They put up, well, we put them all up this morning, but they provided a background for us. We've got an event on in the main room in the Piper Pavilion now for sponsors and supporters. So, yeah, we're very, very fortunate to have that as a backup, as a support of us. So, yeah, no, it couldn't be better. We had this game 2 years ago actually, and I think it rained from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock all day. It was absolutely horrendous. Okay, Jim, just quickly to finish off, if you had to predict the boys will get up by how much and how are they going to do it? Gee whiz. I think before the game I probably would have said Princess by about 5 or 6, but maybe us by less than 2 goals. We're pretty fit, so we'll see it out. We just hope we outrun them. That's going to be the main thing, I think, in the second half.
No worries. It's been a privilege talking to you, mate. I've heard so much about you, mate, and I feel honoured to be talking to you today, mate. So from all the team up there, we say thanks very much for your support, and we'll see you after the game, mate, and all the best.
Thank you very, very much for coming out here. You're welcome whenever you'd love to do it. We'd love to have you again.
Thanks, Jim. Over to you, boys.
Thank you very much, Lambo. We might take a break, Jacko. Any quick thoughts before we do that?
Oh, he's getting better and better at the role, Lambo, isn't he?
He'll be filling up all the half-time with interviews by the time we're done.
He will. The only thing I get from that, mate, was I thought Jake Pitt had come back onto the ground.
So Cam Giles was the one who was bootless.
Yeah, and that is a significant loss.
Which is why Claughton got busy, which is why Saints were getting more of the footy.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of injury concern there for Prince Alfred. They'll have to address that. Hopefully, well, if Cam Giles is gone, that's one thing, but hopefully Pitt can get himself back onto the ground. We're at an intriguing stage of the game, Phil. The half-time score
is on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. Prince Alfred 7-5-47, St Peter's 5-2-32. 15 points the margin.
It's probably the biggest margin of the day, is it?
Got out to about 19 at one point, but look, it is one of the larger margins. We will take a break, have a chance to relax, recover, and give you all the second half highlights very shortly. This is a Filming Footy production.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch.
.31 for Spock has done his hamstring, has he? Right. No, Cam Giles, the ruckman. Okay, welcome back, folks. We're just about to recommence the game, probably 5 or 6, well, maybe less away. Both sides back out on the ground warming up. We'll have a look at some of the stats. So from an individual perspective, Trengo's had 18 for the half versus O'Brien 8. So that's been a win for PAC at this stage, although O'Brien hasn't been terrible. Inside 50s for the half. You'll have to do the math yourselves, but that quarter, reasonably similar, 12 to 15. The difference is turnovers against St. Peter's turning the ball over too much, 14 to 8. Hit-outs, nothing there. Unfortunately for PAC, Cam Giles has gone off the ground with what looks like a groin injury. I don't think we'll see much more of him. And Jake Pitt, we thought he might have been making his way back on the ground, but he looks like he's done his ankle and highly unlikely to play either. So a couple of significant outs for PAC, but also for Spock. Nick McGill looks like he's done his hamstring and will have no further part in the game. Centre clearances are in favour of PAC, 6 to 4. Not a lot in it. Clearances in total, though, in favour of Spock, and we've been really impressed by Matty Claughton's game. He really is trying his heart out. Free kicks, nothing in it, 7-6. Tackles inside 50s, nothing in it. So stats not revealing a lot, really, to separate the sides, and I guess that's reflected on the scoreboard. The margin at this stage, 15 points to PAC, but it feels like there's no real clear-cut winner at this stage, and the two significant injuries to PAC may well turn out to be very costly, and we may have to reconsider our tips before the game, because I think I had them by 6, Phil had PAC by 5, and Lambo had them by 7, and most importantly Jim Parkinson had them by 6, and even he was re-evaluating his pre-match tip at half-time. So game set for a very interesting start to the third quarter. For me, the one Spock I'm going to have to do something about is Will Doward. So the defensive press, I know I mentioned it before halftime, the defensive harassment on him has to improve, and that goes down to Charlie Gibson. I know he's only new into the side. He looked threatening when the balls come forward, but their ability to clamp down on him and also hold him out of the ruck, so that Matty Claughton or McClay isn't competing 2-on-1 in the ruck, is going to be important. So rucking now for PAC. Looks like they've had to throw Hugo Barry into the ruck. So he's going to be asked of a fair bit, considering it's his first year at the club. Barry it is up against, doesn't matter because he's won the tap, but only as far as PAC. St. Peter's, sorry, Matsouliadis gets it. Goes to Hargraves. Now O'Brien didn't take it. Should have gone at that footy. Didn't. PAC have got it. Nice mark by Tommy Humphreys there. Goes on his left. Now goes back onto his right. Searching the full forward. Now that is a good kick. He's put it into space. They've left a really nice hole for Tyson Brazel to work into, and this is going to be very reminiscent of the kick we saw in the first quarter from Tommy Bartlett. Maybe a fraction wider towards the boundary, but he'll have that breeze coming over his right shoulder. So he's going to need to aim just outside the right post or on top of the post here. Let's have a look at him. We're right behind him with the camera. And he has done it beautifully. Ball goes through. First score of the quarter. PAC, they're out to 8-5. To St. Peter's 5-2. And Phil, are you back?
I am back, mate. Madly scrambling to a deluge of halftime scores. Even Tony Neal has sent us a score to tell us that Salisbury North are leading Foss Camden by 2 points at the halftime break in our other stream. And yes, Brazel, he kicked 2 goals last week, 1 today. He becomes the 8th individual goal scorer for Princes. St. Peter's have 5 individual goal scorers. No multi-scorers as yet, and can confirm Prince Alfred did run out with just 19 men.
And Adelaide women? Haven't got that yet?
I'll get that for you right now.
Okay. Doward punches the ball away from Charlie Gibson.
Final score.
Final score, what is it, Phil?
I'll tell you when we got a break.
Righto. Ball is with PAC. Might be Trengrave with the ball, is it? It is Trengrave. He works hard from one end to the other. He now hits up maybe Tom Brinsley. Ball back into the middle. Back with Jolly, and why wouldn't you? Taking his time. He's got a few options here. Got Brinsley free if he wants to use him. Doesn't. Goes towards Riley Robinson. How was the kick? Get your head down, Worms. That, on the other hand, is a terrible kick. Made it very easy for Saints to spoil. You've got to put the ball to grass sometimes.
Final score, Adelaide Oval. Adelaide Crows 3-2-20. Lost to Brisbane 6-2-38. Congratulations, wow. Brisbane Lions. 3rd time in a grand final. First premiership.
3 goals for a game, Phil, on a beautiful day. Claughton. O'Brien does it well. Moriarty. Torpedo style. Heads towards Farbush Moore. PAC unfortunately have the answers, although it looks like Brad Coulson might get this. Kick back into the corridor. Good contest required here from both players either side. That's what we get. Lockie McNamara does it beautifully along the ground. Then a nice handball in towards Pitt. Craig, that I'm talking about. He kicks. Oh, and that is a fantastic one-hander. That is our mark of the day to this stage with the left hand. Can't quite see who that player is, but he transfers the ball quickly, does it well. Now it goes towards Hamish Allen. They've done that well, St. Peter's. It's this next kick that is important. O'Brien needs to push over and give him something to kick to because there's no one coming from centre half forward other than poor old big Matty Claughton, and he's had to push because he's not quick enough to get there, and he's given away a free kick, and Lockie Charlton has the ball.
I'll give you a breather, Jacko, as we've done a stellar job. We'll give you some scores around the grounds. As Fisher picks it up in the pocket.
Been good.
Set side on the goal umpire, kicked it right at him, and it bounced truly. Normally you see it go to the left or the right.
Yeah.
That bounced true, and that is the first up goal for Princes. And they move further on. They go to 8 goals 5, St. Peter's 5 goals 2, and extend their lead. So it will be interesting. 2 men. Did we have a St. Peter's player who was out as well?
Yeah,
McGill. So it's a 20 versus 19 now. But important first goal for Prince Albert, and nicely done by Fisher, who does become that elusive first multiple goal scorer with 2 in this contest this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Can't see Lambo over the far side. Said he's going to hang around the trophy. Maybe he's grabbed it and run. Claughton. Well, it's Barry who wins the tap. Well umpired then. I thought that player dropped his knees looking for the free kick, and he didn't get sucked in, the umpire. And it's a free kick to Hargraves in the centre of the ground. He's worked pretty hard, James Hargraves. Nice kick towards O'Brien, starting to come into the game. Trengove not far away from him defensively. Hits up on the half forward line, Sammy Walters. Searching for options. Got big Claughton on the half forward line if he wants. No. O'Brien presenting himself now. Goes with the left foot. Brings it slightly inboard. O'Brien there to make a contest. Ball spills to the back. This is where their pressure's got to be better. Man up on Jolly, man up on Doward. Jolly it is, watch this. He's the architect in the back half with his beautiful foot skills. Need to cover him. And guess who gets it? Doward to Jolly. Back to Jolly. Perryman. Lockie McNamara has a bounce, gives it to the Fisherman, who's been good. Went to Perryman, but that handball was a shocker. Perryman picks it up cleanly. Worked too easily through the traffic there, PAC, but once again, it's that kick on the outside that ends up poor. Ollie Clark gets it. However, now we have Tommy Humphries with the ball. We've got plenty of time, lays back on it. Straight through the middle, if you don't mind, and the margin is now blowing out. That's his second. Margin starting to blow out. PAC 27 points, by far the biggest margin of the day, Phil.
Indeed. Princes are looking, well, they may be 2 down, but they found an avenue to goal through that western pocket here. And they let the breeze just take it home. 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. And St. Peter's have no reply at the moment, and already you're starting to see some hands on elbows, hands on knees and hands on heads.
Hugo Barry limping a little bit as well in the ruck for PAC. Gee, they can't afford an injury to him with it. Cam Giles off the ground. Well,
we had the big debate, as we seem to have most years. 3 on the interchange bench the entire season. At the moment, Princes have 1 to rotate. Yep. Rucks go to it. We'll give it to Barry on this occasion. Trengove just soccering forward. Don't think he'll get a possession. He'll get that one with a very quick 1-2 hand pass with Jolly. Gee, put those 2 together. It's a skills exhibition. They're working it beautifully now, Prince Alfred. In front of the big flagpole in the old building there. Grubber kick. Bartlett couldn't pick it up. Saints return the favour with Schultz towards their bench. Spills out of bounds. And that's pretty much the best St. Peter's can do at the moment. Kick for touch. We know that the rugby is a bit of the sport played amongst the elite colleges.
Indeed.
But not here this afternoon.
League or union? It's more of a
union.
Phil.
Union. The league is played by the public schools in Queensland, New South Wales. Claughton takes it out the rack. He's off. Big kick to the 50-metre arc, but only as far as Riley Robinson, who chips in nicely and marks in front of a bit of a group of St. Peter's players and fans who welcomed PAC when they ran onto their own ground before.
There's the exact.
Darwood, too easy as the link man.
It's too often, Phil, too often.
Too often now. Can they make use of it? Some zigging and zagging. Well done by Prince Alfred there. 2-on-1 contest. Someone take a mark. And that's what happens, is that Ollie Clark. We'll wait till we get the confirmation of the number. But gee, that was beautiful movement.
Yep.
When they're on the silky skills, it is Ollie Clark. Didn't play last week for PAC. What did the Crows do last week? They played West Adelaide in the Sandful, got up narrowly. Straight in front, 25 metres. And made the goal umpire take a bit of a jog, but that is a goal. And PAC boys are marching on.
Yeah, their height in their back half, and I'm talking about PAC's height in the back half, is really troubling Saints. Probably wouldn't have been an issue the last couple of years, but now they lost the two big talls. Mitchell still playing, but just injured today. But I'm talking about Lockie Charlton, Dowd and Brinsley, three real good tall players in the back half, and it's the lack of pressure when the ball turns over from St. Peter's that's hurting them.
We got a Dartfish stat. Marks for the quarter. Prince Alfred 12, St. Peter's 2.
Yeah, yep. So need to do something about that. Looks like Dowd is now picking up, there's been a change. Dowd is picking up someone else in the back half. Doesn't matter, but it's intercepted again by Prince Alfred. That's Will Perryman, the skipper, left footer. What's he do? He goes sideways, finds one of those blokes I was talking about, Lockie Charlton. This is where the pressure needs to step up, and not good enough, able to get the ball out cleanly again. Ends up with guess who? Jolly. It's almost time you sat someone on him as well. Fisher liked his game. He's been right at it right from the word go. I'm not sure what his background is, but he looks a lively type. Searching forward. No one able to take the ball. It spills dangerously to the back. St. Peter's under a bit of pressure, and there's 4 or 5 blue Guernseys in the goal square. Luckily, they're able to relieve the ball, and it now ends up with Alexandra Kudra. He has the ball, centre wing, looking inboard. Nothing given. This has been their other problem. When they look long down the line, the lack of presentation. They're always waiting for the ruckman, Matty Clawton, to come over. Go towards McClay this time. 2 up. Good contest. Nice crumb by number 6, who we don't have, but only as far as Perryman.
Well, I reckon it's Kirchner because we haven't seen a 28, and we haven't called a 28 all day.
Right. Kirchner. Ball towards Fisher. Not able to take it, but that's well done by Oliver Clark. Gets it out to Fisher. And Fisher will get a free kick. He is hurting them. I think it looks like he's playing on the centre wing. And once again, he's been clearly on top in his position. Looks forward. Gee, he is certainly limping. 28. Hugo Barry up forward. He looks like he's got an ankle issue. If he's going to stay in the ruck, they're in trouble. Trengove gets possession number 923. He looks...
Not too far off.
Yep. Here's Barry presenting. This will test his ankle up. He's going to get a good jump at it if he can jump. He can't jump. That's what I'm concerned about for PAC. Trengove again. Fisher. Wasn't Trengove actually. Fisher, number 10. Brazil. Out now to Wicks. Back to Fisher. Fumble that time. Back to Wicks. Brother got dropped for the first time for a while today. And he ends up getting caught holding the ball. Good pressure.
I reckon that if Princes weren't already down to 19, Barry would be off right now.
Yeah, he's not moving well at all, is he? So I don't know who the next option is to go into the ruck, Phil.
Well,
keep your eye on that.
Maybe,
you can't play in the ruck.
Maybe you just concede it and play to the opposition. Sometimes you can dominate a ruck too much. As Humphreys looks for 3, dashes inside 50. He started too far left though.
No, I should have done better with that, Phil. He looked balanced, running straight and goal.
Kick 2 of them, knows where they are.
Yep.
So a bit of a miss, keeps the margin to 40 points now.
Right, we'll see if there's been any adjustment from St. Peter's with their kick-outs at half-time. So predominantly in the first half are going long, looking for the 2 talls in McClay. This time it's Moriarty. That's better. He's gone shorter, although he's turned it over. Toby Schulz, and that's that lack of training that hurts you. Lockie McNamara steps in the middle and doesn't look confident. Doesn't have to be. Look at that. Guess who? He's just kicked it short on the 45, and we'll have a beautiful look at Tommy Humphreys. We've got a few kicks, a few set shots from this exact spot today, and most of them have been pretty good. It's a pretty easy kick when the ball's coming over your right shoulder for a right footer here. Just outside the right-hand post, Does it beautifully, leans back, and once again, a gimme goal.
You take a breather, Jaco. Let me give you some half-time scores around the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Adelaide Starbus. Payneham Norwood Union in Div 1 leading only Mercedes by 22 points. Brighton have made a comeback leading Tea Tree Gully by 16.
Wow.
Mentioned that it was a tight game, Salisbury North and Foss. Salisbury North by 2 points. Glenunga leading Scotch by 6. Henley leading Athelston by 24. Gardel Security Division 3, Golden Grove leading Plimpton by 28 points. Modbury and Flinders Park all tied up.
Whoa, over the park.
Div 4, Walkerville over Kilburn by 48. Pembroke over Woodville South 52. Mitcham over Jeps Cross by 14. More at the next goal.
And we have a new ruckman. It's Tyson Brazel for PAC. It's their third ruckman. Hopefully he can stay sound for the rest of the game.
They'll get the clearance, PAC. It will go, well, St. Peter's got the clearance, but it will land in the lap of O'Donoghue. He works it down the Lambo wing on the outer side. I'm sure he's out there somewhere.
Is he on, sitting?
Or did he go and try the
barbecue?
Oh, that was him there. He's waving to us. He just got a touch. Found him. Yeah, he said between the red and white, not to the right of the right. Let's go to Lambo now. Maybe not. Jacko?
Lambo, can you hear us? Earth to Mars. Earth to Mars.
We've got to wait for that 10-second delay for him to see the signal.
No, we'll get to Morse code.
We've now found the range of the microphone, I think.
Yeah. All right, Brazel, it is given, not Brazel. Brazel, yes, up against McClay. McClay, nicely with the left hand. No one able to take the ball. Need McClay to get into the game a little bit more, I think. Saints, he's struggling a little bit to have any real influence. And now they've got a little bit of advantage around the ruck. That size-wise, they need to take full value from that. PAC, Pitt has it out on the far wing. Generally a good user of the ball. Let's see what he does with this one. Perryman gives him something, working hard off the half-back flank. Leans back on the ball. Plenty of targets there. In best position perfectly was Bryce Woolard, and just offline, but it's like he's tweaked his ankle as well there as he's kicked the ball.
They just want the siren to blow net level. They could be down to 17.
They may run out of soldiers, PAC, and that could be Saints.
When do you have to forfeit?
Let's have a look at what Toby Schulz does here. You're going to go the same thing, going long to the ruckman and the centre half back together. Will this time it work? Yes, got the numbers there. Nice link. Comes through the centre of the ground now. Poor handball. O'Brien not able to take it. Ball spills out. PAC do it best. Brazel there. Could give away a free kick. Nothing doing. This boy's coming into the game. Tom Humphreys. Nice kick out to space this time. Looking for the veteran Bartlett. Not able to, can't get below his knees anymore, Tommy. Look at that handball. That's put your side in all sorts of trouble. There's a comedy of errors there.
I thought you said something else there for a quick moment.
Brad Coulson has the ball. Phil, stay with me, but look who he's kicked it to.
Oh, gee, yeah, picked out the
worst
the
player
most dangerous man you could
this
ask.
Kick. Jolly, bang, straight on the chest of Bryce Woolard. And again, Trengove, I think, from that same spot, unselfishly unloads it to, the kid that's injured, Hugo Barry? I reckon it is.
Yes.
Yep. It's good when you say, is that him, and it turns out to be him,
yes.
because you actually pick it right. And on the back of that, I'm going to call this one. Have a look as he's coming back now. His ankle's all right, isn't it?
You've got to set it up, pump us up, prime it up.
Well, his ankle was looking shot and buried 2 minutes ago, but now it's all come good because the ball's in his hands. Beautiful position. Ball, breeze over his right shoulder. Leans back, steers it through. No problems. They have not missed one from there all day, and that is his second. Takes Prince Alfred out to 12 goals, 7 to Spock, 5 goals, 2. And that 7-goal margin before the game has just come to fruition after me saying at halftime it was in danger.
53 points I've got it at the moment.
Yeah.
Some other scores, Division 6 halftime. Walkerville over Kilburn by 48. Actually, I mentioned Div 6. It just, that was Div 5. Lockley's over Salisbury by 5. Colonel Gardens over West Croydon by 1 in Div 5. Div 6, Elizabeth over Blackfriars by 35. That's a surprise. St. Paul's swoosh over Para Hills by 37. Trinity by 24 over Rosewater. Couple from Carnot, Division 7. Flinders Uni, their first game, lead OSB Lonsdale by 10 goals. And Greenacres leading Adelaide Lutheran by 16. The Dragons playing some good footy on their return.
Welcome back to the Adelaide Footy League. Well, interestingly enough, Hugo Barry buoyed by that goal. He's gone back into the ruck and he's running around like a spring chicken. A couple of interesting stats. Prince Alfred marks. Are these for the quarter? Wow, 25 marks to spot 5. That's a really telltale story. 5 goals this quarter from turnovers. 12 turnovers to St. Peter's and 5 to Prince Alfred. And Trengo's had 6 touches for the quarter. Thank you, Lockie from Dartfish Stats. And that's my first recognition of a sponsor this year.
Oh,
I'd
my
like to
goodness.
thank. Hello.
You'll be asking for a pay rise
Ching
soon.
ching.
We do thank Dartfish for all the stats and the replays through the course of today. Yeah, I reckon it's 6-0 in favour of Princes this quarter. A 15-point lead, now 53.
Guess who? Why don't they man up on him when the ball comes out? It's plain as day.
Or this bloke.
Yep.
Or this bloke. There goes to Pitt. Let's get back to the game.
Yes.
O'Donoghue.
Fisherman.
Fisher by the boundary. Just gets the kick away. Loose man in the pocket. That was Ollie Clark. Couldn't bring it in before losing his footing. In fact, 3 ankle injuries. I wonder if this surface is too good for these players or too soft. Not used to it.
Well, I'm a bit worried that St. Peter's might be a bit soft, mate, and soft in their effort. They're not running or working anywhere near hard enough at the moment. Prince Alfred running all over the top, and this bloke in particular has had a great quarter, Tommy Humphries. Jolly, beautiful. Look at that right foot. Finds Ollie Clark and should have got a goal a minute ago. This time, kicks it over the top. You've got to be a better kick than that going forward. You've got to give your forward a chance.
Thought they might just bounce through them. So Saints on the rebound. Let's see what they do with it on this occasion. It sits with Hargraves, brings it across the middle. It's one of their better plays. Charlie Gibson kicks it on target. Cool. It is Claughton into open space. The kick's overcooked. And Claughton comes charging through.
Big fella.
Just forgot the football there momentarily, but scared the bejeebers out of that poor Princess defender. Looked up and saw a big blue Mack truck coming his way. They'll clear this. Look at the space here on the rebound. Woolard wants to draw the player.
Have a look at Murray Hargraves there, really struggling to
they're struggling to back up now. O'Donoghue by the boundary, arc of 50 to the top of the square. Well, if they weren't overcooking on the last kick, Princes would have a 10-goal lead at the moment.
Yep.
As it is, it spills out of bounds.
That ball was being transferred from one end to the other very quickly, and it's really taxing some of the players. And you look out, and a lot of Saints boys with their hands on hips.
Even the boundary umpire just put his hands on his head.
Yep, not a good sign. And we're only 20 minutes into the third quarter. A lot of footy still to be played. And this could blow out, Phil.
I think it's going to slow down in the final quarter. I think the one-man rotation is going to start to pay on Princes at some point.
Yep. Okay, Brazil.
High kick in the air. That's what you'd call the hot spot. Plenty of blue around the ball. Kick around the body. They just struggle to put some possessions together. There's the captain O'Brien trying to get it on to Biddle. And they will get some open space here. Here we go. Kudra has it. Has time for a bounce. Draws the player. That's how you do it. Except you don't fumble the handball you receive. Back to Kudra. He recovers his own work. Kick around the body. And there's another injured Princes player down from that situation. They will get the defensive clearance. They've worked it so well out of defence today. They're doing it underground at the moment. This is Ollie Clark. Even has time to leave the ball behind. Run circles around their defence as it is Charlton. Don't know where to look at the moment. Charlton, the injured Princes player, getting up. Meanwhile, the footy is transitioned over. Ollie Clark to Hayden Jolly. He won't miss the target. He finds
Tom Humphries,
who will line up. He's had a few shots on goal. This would be for number 4.
Had a very, very good quarter. He's working extremely hard. Gee, the PAC boys, Phil, are working so much harder than the St. Peter's. I'm talking fitness.
Yeah. But are they running themselves into the ground in the process?
Well, the margin's out to 8 goals, 5, so I'd suggest no at this stage. They can get this out to 10 goals by three-quarter time. It'll be very close if he kicks this one.
So Humphries runs in the 50, 48 out, puts it up high. Will the wind carry it? No, it's going to be a mark on the line to Schultz. The last line of defence for St. Peter's Old Collegians today.
Struggled for answers, haven't they? Come out in the back half at times, but that's
just
a good kick.
Too many options. No, free kick paid to Jonathan Reid. Tend to find defenders do tend to get the benefit of the doubt in this part of the field. He looks up, got a bit of a sun to deal with now. heads down the school side. Big pack of players, 55 out. Humphreys again. He's probably, if he had to give a BOG for a quarter, he'd probably be at Jolly. Oh, I love watching him play. Sets up Dorwood, overcooks it. Ollie Clark's there. A lot of maroon. No one can pick it up, though. Instead, they decide, let's tackle the boy in blue without the footy.
Gee, I wish we had Jolly's stats. I reckon he's gone past Trengove, hasn't he?
Matsudley Ardless has it for St. Peter's.
He comes into the middle of the ground. Too slow. You got number 11, Toby Shull, sitting there, clearly, still there. Just too slow coming out of the back half there. Sam Walters goes back to Will Montgomery and back out the far side of the ground. That's a good kick. Searching for the centre half back, James Moriarty, but a good defensive punch by Prince Alfred. Been pretty disciplined in the air today, Prince Alfred. No one trying to do anything over fancy. But to round the ball, St. Peter's are going to have to lift in the next couple of minutes, hold the score up. They don't need PAC getting any more before three-quarter time. Nice layoff from Clawton, out the back. No legs, though. Again, you'll see PAC get to the ball first. And loose ball touches are well in favour of PAC.
Yeah, and St. Peter's will get it. Now that hand pass, there was no one in blue, but under pressure had to get rid of it. Kick inside 50, stretches the one hand out. Nothing paid. In the end, Brad Coulson will clear it. There is some blue on that side. Here comes Humphreys again. He's got it.
Got speed, hasn't he?
He stopped some props, but only reading it well was Hamish Allen on that occasion. Three-quarter time is imminent. We're at the 25-minute mark. St. Peter's are goalless. PAC put on 6 early. Haven't scored much in the last few minutes. Kick across the field of play. Oh, my goodness. Are we D1 or D7 with that kind of kick? As, and in the end, I think we just answered the question with the next kick. Willard returns the favour. That has to be one of the worst kicks out of defence I've seen in a fair while.
Moriarty with the ball. Goes down the middle of the ground. That, on the other hand, is a very good kick. That's actually... not sure, but it's now gone to centre half forward. It gets up quickly. Patrick Fay searching for O'Brien, and this is where you would expect and hope that St. Peter's has an advantage, because Dowd is picking up O'Brien, who seems to be spending a fair bit of time forward this quarter, and he should have him when the ball goes forward. So he needs to make it. He needs to make it pay though. He's on a 45-degree angle. Slight breeze coming over his left shoulder, just inside the left post. Would be the spot to kick it. He does, and it's beautifully finished. Well done. That's his second for the game, Jesse O'Brien.
And it's a fairly quiet reaction.
Yeah, not a lot of bubble and effervescence, and the crowd's been quiet this quarter too, haven't they? There really is not a lot of crowd involvement as we pan around. I thought we might have had a bigger crowd here today, Phil, to be honest with you.
Well, the AFLW, and you say, well, hang on, you got the elite boys school and you've got girls footy, but it's, grand final. Haven't seen a crowd at the Adelaide Oval, but it would have been 15,000, 20,000, and they're footy fans, and a certain portion would have been from here. Had this have been no other game at Adelaide Oval.
Okay, Barry still there, so he's soldiering on through that ankle injury up against Clawton, and gets the tap, so his ankle can't be too bad. He's been foxing. Trengove to Jolly. See, we've called that a few times today. Out to the half-forward line. Moriarty there. Ball gets out of the back, however. And it's Oliver Clark, who's also been busy this quarter. The umpire says, no,
Seem to have been retarded with the ball. That is your siren, three-quarter time.
What
and I think
siren is that? That sounded like an air horn.
That is an air horn. That's what they've worked out, that this doesn't have a siren. And so we're going to go with the air horn. What do we got, Jacko?
Just the blow watching there for the with a grey pullover on, ex-Richmond player.
Daniel Jackson?
Daniel Jackson actually was a late call-up. He's playing with the Crows today.
At Woodville against the Eagles?
Yep.
Yeah, it is three-quarter time. Suffice to say, I think both sides are saying thank goodness.
Yeah.
For instance, because they can assess how many players they've got left, and St. Peter's, so they can assess how they're going to try and get back and make this a more respectable score. Yes, Jacko.
No, I'm just wondering whether you can pick who that player is.
Horrible with faces. It is on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. Prince Alfred 13-7-85, St. Peter's 5-2-32. A 53-point lead to the Redmen after a 6-0 third quarter. We will take a break. Get you news from the huddles and all the final quarter action thanks to this Filming Footy production.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything.
Welcome back. Let's go to Lambo with a huddle interview.
Okay, boys, so just in the Prince Alfred huddle there. They are pumping at the moment. That was a magnificent third quarter. Their composure was really good and their work rate, and that's all what their coach wants to do in the last quarter. Maintain possession, move it on quick. As we know what Jim said at half-time, they are a very, very fit team. I expect them to kick another 6 or 7 goals and run out comfortably winners. Keep up the good work, boys. I'll speak to you after the game. Keep it going.
Good to see Brock Castry running off the ground there. A welcome addition. I think he'll be in the PAC side in the next couple of weeks.
3 to 4 weeks away, I've been informed.
Yeah, which is disappointing to see him not still out in North Adelaide. I really rate Brock as a lad and as a footballer, so he'll be a fantastic addition for Prince Alfred. They are looking very, very strong, Phil.
They are indeed. Final quarter about to get underway here. Beautiful day to come back to college. A great reunion day for many of these players, remembering their times at school, be it last year or a few more years earlier, especially if you're a Prince Alfred fan, because they are rocking and rolling this game with some pretty impressive dartfish stats. Let's get this game underway, and you're with Sean Jackson.
Brazil versus Maclay in the centre, which is probably the first time I've called that, so it had me tongue-tied. I freed my tongue up and we're okay. Brazil's got the free kick. A bit of going on in the middle between Trengove and Maclay too. Trengove didn't like something, did just on that. Trengove 27 touches for the game, 8 in the last quarter, and O'Brien out to 14.
And almost another goal from the boundary, but hits the post.
Yep. So the challenge for St. Peter's is to see this not blow out to 10 goals this quarter.
It doesn't have to be much. What is it, 40?
No. Schultz, long, searching. No one there, though. O'Brien does it best. Punches the ball from Trengo. Had a chance to put his knee in the back of his neck. Matsumuzi Mitsumaliatis gets it and gives it off.
What did you drink at three-quarter time?
Mutsumi, but unfortunately, once again, unable to breach their forward 50.
Alrighty, it is with a Hugo Kelly. His kick, and their kicking is just a class above what St. Peter's have been able to do today.
Duncan Kellaway it was, the player
the player
there.
you were pointing at, Duncan, thank you.
Finally come to me.
Lockie Charlton, good to see him back. He looked a bit shaken, but obviously not stirred when he came off earlier.
That's Craig Pitt with the ball.
Craig Pitt with the ball, who got it from Lockie Charlton.
Oh, yep.
Pitt's kick, I run at about 15-second delay, Jacko. You'll learn. It's picked up by Toby Schultz. He kicks it out of defence, not for long. There's O'Brien under pressure. Oh, that was Chartzer, sorry. Kirchner, Phantom number 6. It's not exactly clear possession by St. Peter's, but it's effective. They're 2-on-1 here. Could set something up if the handball can get across. Yes, it can. That was by Kudra. He's probably been one of the Saints' best. On to Captain O'Brien. That'll help get on the side next week, helping the captain out. Beautifully kept in by Claughton, whose kick to foul Bushmore is awry.
He does things at times, Claughton, that you think he's not going to be able to do, doesn't he? He defies the laws of physics.
Claughton v Jolly.
Yeah.
There's a matchup.
The punters at home would love to see that.
That's one of my favourites.
Perryman to bring the ball in for Prince Alfred. Been pretty solid. Great to see him overcoming his health issues. Really nice, quiet lad, Adam Perryman. Good kick, finds Tommy Brinsley, the veteran. Long, nice passage of play. And Benny O'Donoghue been pretty solid. Short kicks in the direction of Lockie Charlton. So they've been able to transfer the play to the centre wing without any interruption from St. Peter's, something St. Peter's haven't been able to do out of their back half. Craig Pitt, the veteran, the coach, a player. What's he going to do? Taking his time. He's looking for his mate Trengo, would be my guess, but he doesn't. He goes long, high, and that's an absolute shocker. But nobody gets underneath it. Plenty of players there in the blue and white, though. And James Moriarty clears the ball, but unfortunately Brazil has stepped in the way, is it? No, yet Tyson Brazil has got it at centre half, just outside the forward 50 for PAC.
I reckon this game's just going to slow down a tad.
It has,
I think
already.
Both teams are happy to do this.
Yep, the urgency has dropped away, hasn't
it? This is only a warm-up for what they're actually going to face next week. I'll tell you next week's schedule in a sec. Is the Wormburner kick. That's nicely done.
Was a lovely
Finds
kick.
Bartlett. He kicked the opening goal. Similar position at the opposite end of the ground.
See the good experienced players like Craig Pitt lower the eyes, punch the ball in low, put it in front of the forward, let him run onto it.
Only one person was going to mark that one.
Yep.
Next week, St. Peter's host the Goodwood Saints.
Ooh. Prince
Alfred head to Campbelltown to take on Rocks.
Who have we got?
We're going where it all began. As the
Adam and
kick
Eve.
All began for the Adelaide Footy League.
Oh, where's that?
Adelaide University.
Oh, okay.
They're playing the only Mercedes Jets.
Oh, one of them will get a win.
One of them will get a win. That's right, Jacko, and that's what it's all about. Winning football will be there. Come to the back of the pack. Brazil didn't seem to want to take clear possession of that. So maybe we're playing a little bit of contact-free footy where we can at the moment. He's claiming it now.
Umpire's telling him to settle down a bit. You've won the free kick, son.
Yeah. So right in front of the Prince Alfred group. I did go for a walk at half time to the facilities, and the crowd is not particularly stretched out, but it's fairly good deep, if that makes sense. Especially between on the wing where all the things are. There'll be a cup presentation at game's end.
Right. What's that called?
Not sure if they've got Lambo emceeing it or not.
Spooner Cup, is it? Or RM Williams Cup.
But if it needs engraving, I reckon it's been taken already. This one's well and truly done and dusted. Darwood, a big thump forward. Only as far as a man in blue. They're sort of just playing kick to kick at the moment.
Oh, the game's dropped off in intensity and low.
And we've dropped off in our intensity.
Yes, we have, Phil. We're going to have to fire up here. Righto. Let me take control for a couple of minutes.
We need something to focus on.
Big breath. Not breath that it was. Ball send it in the middle to Alexander Kudra. I've got to stop saying his name like that. I'll get in trouble. You're going to get it back here, big Alexander. He does. Wish he'd stop brushing his hair after every time he gets the footy, though. He finds with a nice kick
If you have it, flaunt it.
Scott Biddle. He's searching for options. Not a lot tall in front of him.
Ball it here.
He's probably going to have to go short. He does. Good kick. Hargraves been pretty industrious today, James Hargraves. Not sure he's won his position, but he's certainly tried hard. Plays around the mark, AFL style. Unfortunately, the Red Men have all the answers. And Riley Robinson, who's been pretty solid back there. Not sure what his background is. He certainly handled his position pretty well. Riley, I'm sure Phil will...
No, nothing.
Nothing. First year, is he?
Could well be. Not listed in dispatches as coming or going.
It's gone off the... I came back with some real courage. Moriarty, that's almost mark of the day. They did exceptionally well. Mutsaliadis, nice quick release to Jesse O'Brien. Looks good off the boot. Geez, didn't come back at all.
Got a task to set your mind to.
Yep, BOG.
Very good. We have the Dartfish beanie. We have the pack of Powerade.
Right.
And we also have the Archie's thongs.
Might have to split it today, Phil. I've got a couple there, but I might have to. We have a joint. We haven't done
I don't think we can split the thongs.
One thong each.
I don't think that works.
I don't mind seeing one with a thong on, if you get my drift.
One gets the thongs, one gets the beanie, and you split the Powerade. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
Okay. You think it's going to be someone in maroon?
Yes. No. Good mark by Bartlett there. Gee, he looks lively, Tommy Bartlett, doesn't he? He hasn't slowed down at all. He's still got some good speed. Kicks it in the centre. Riley Robinson. Excite us, son. Give us something that we can hang our hat on and we can scream and shout about. He does. He kicks it at Brinsley. Look out, Tommy Brinsley. You're under the pump, son. He goes to Perryman. He's under the pump. Oh, it's like a grand final all of a sudden. Gets it back, Brinsley. What will he do? Oh, big Will Doward. Been good all day, Will. You can almost hear me. You won't need the mic.
You give us a strange look at us.
Toby Schulz. Yes, you've kicked it the old state partner. Waxing.
Bit of space out there on the school side. This will give a chance for Harry Cudmore to get it and to take a bounce and set up his teammate further downfield. It's Matty Clawton wants it in board. He will get it. And Ollie Clark said, thank you very much. Came in. They call that an interception or a steal, whatever it is. It's Prince's ball. Fisher at the edge of the centre square. Not much time to set up. Didn't really look. There was an open play if he'd have kicked it deeper. Instead, it fell short. Easy for Schultz to pick up.
This is circle work. This is what this is.
This is exactly right. At least it's open play now.
Yep.
Biddle gets it. This is where everyone pads the stats a little bit.
Yep.
James Hargrave, high kick, 2-on-1 contest. Saints, they should do something with it. They both had orange boots. Surely that gives them an extra advantage. And it's Charlie Gibson who takes the mark and will kick 15 metres out.
Haven't seen a lot of Charlie. Looked first quarter, he looked threatening.
Has one goal. His first goal this year. So what are we in terms of margin? On the Sports Interactive scoreboard, 46 points. We're well in range of tips at the moment.
We are.
Actually.
Good judges.
Comes in.
Nice.
Right down King William Street. And the crowd goes crazy.
There's not a single clap in the whole crowd. I did not hear one clap. I thought there was a little bit more spite between these two.
Well, it was funny. Start of the third quarter, I'm walking back, and the Prince's boys run through a group of St. Peter supporters who boo them.
Right.
Okay. And I'm listening to the Prince's boys, and it fired them up.
Good.
They were, I love that. Yeah, love being booed. And guess who scored the next 6 goals?
Yeah, BAC. All right, we're back in the middle. The big man, Clawton, he's worked his backside off today. Really impressed by his game. Can he get this top? He does. He does the tap, but he has no opposition at all. That's why he won it. Wicks gets it. Jolly. Hard to tackle him. Perryman off the back. You've got to man him up off the half-back as well. Toby Schulz with a great punch.
Big fist.
Good as a kick. Jolly gets it back again. Goes the right foot this time. Don't think they can get it. They can't. It's been marked by Jonathan Reid. He reads the play quite well, does Jonathan. Unfortunately, the kick wasn't as good as the intercept. And Ollie Clark, who's been pretty solid. I liked his game.
Serviceable without being spectacular.
Yeah.
I did like his intercept. This bloke, though, Tom Fisher, I'm sure
good.
I've caught him last year, but he has really impressed today.
Yeah, he has. I've liked his game. His name to start on the interchange bench, but feels like he's played most of the game on the wing or half forward. And how many has he kicked, Phil?
He's kicked two.
Two. Leading goal kicker for the day is?
Humphreys with 3.
Right. All right, you calling it or?
Yeah, it's your grab.
Okay, the big fisherman. What is it? Teach a man to fish. He can eat all day. If you don't, he starves. Fish off the back. Leant back on that one a little bit. It's gone close. He's kicked it. And a little bit of clapping, which is nice to see from the
Is
PAC
he
crowd.
contended to be one of our BOGs for the day?
Absolutely. I think he's right up there. Tom Fisher, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, he's been working extremely hard. Looks like he's playing at half forward at the moment. I think he rotates up onto the wing.
And you can see the St. Peter's fans giving him a little bit, and he responds the best way possible, getting the 2 fingers from the goal umpire.
Puts it back out to, not sure about that scoreboard, but it's just flicked off of the screen.
46 points is what I've got.
46, okay.
I think we've got 40. Okay, I'll give you 47.
Yep.
All right, we're back in the middle. Sun's starting to set here. The shadow's starting to get just that little bit longer into the final quarter. One-way traffic pretty much since halftime. Jolly wants to take on the entire True Blue Army.
It's the first time they've caught him though, Phil.
Yeah, that is true. And it will go to the Captain O'Brien.
He's not happy with the umpire either.
What do you mean I was stopped?
Who could stop me?
Short kick. Spots up Hamish Allen. He'll go long. Inside 50. There's some orange boots lurking. And it will spill. Chance for Kirchner. He'll put it. Some of the kicks just too high today, I think, from the Saints. Pitt with a little bit of help from Trengove. Quick hand pass out.
Wicks.
Bringing it beautifully to out the back pocket, looking for Fisher. He's been busy all day. And if Duncan's been his opponent, you'd give the points to Fisher.
Yep.
Down the eastern wing, or the western wing, sorry, the broadcast side here. Schultz has to get away from Trengove. The pressure. Now in a different league, that would be deliberate.
Deliberate anywhere else.
But this is the Adelaide Footy League, and umpires show a little bit more leniency. And some would say, Jacko, common sense.
Yes, I don't mind it. Or that case, that one probably could have been a free kick. Umpires stepped inside the boundary to throw it up. Good effort by the PAC red man. Hugo Fabish-Moore coming into the ruck. Jolly versus Claughton. We've been looking for that battle all day. Claughton is who wins it. Ball still unable to spill out. Or nasty one to Wicks on the jaw. I'd say that might be a little bit of trouble for Wicks.
Wicks and Fay with the
he
two
won't
that
be
clash.
drinking his Wicks Estate. I might have to drink his red wine tonight. I don't mind the old Wicks wine.
Meanwhile,
sending a bottle out my way.
McNamara's been caught holding the ball, Saints footy.
Yep. Toby Schulz goes short this time. Goes to number 6, who's not on the sheet. He goes out the far side. Doward there intercepts with a punch, but St. Peter's good enough to take the crumb. Hargraves it is in the centre of the ground who has it. He's kicked it nicely to space. That's what they haven't done all, but that McClay would be going, hallelujah. Been waiting for that all day. A kick to grass.
Kicked 3 goals last week, Jock McKay, one of their best players. It was pretty easy, but of course they're not playing Adelaide Uni this week.
Yep, no, nice kick from Hargraves out in front of him there. He was and a good lead, and he's in that spot where we've called, I reckon, 5 or 6 goals from this exact spot today, and no one has had problems, and neither should big Jock McClay. Let's have a look at him. He does it beautifully. Just hits it at the right post, and it just comes in nicely. And that's Saints' second, I think, for the quarter, Phil.
They're edging their way back into it slowly but surely. What could have been a 10-goal thumping is now going to be around the 6 to 8 goal mark. You would think, bar something amazing happening in the final few minutes, but this game has all the signs of just slowing down to a walk by the time we're finished.
15 minutes gone. Probably over the halfway mark of the last quarter. 20 past 4. Adelaide Crows women's couldn't get the job done today, and neither can St. Peter's at this stage. Big Claughton, the power man, does it well. Tommy Matsouliadis, I love his name, clears it from the centre. Doward there, giving some assistance, putting a block on. Sure who that is with the ball, but he's lowered his eyes nicely and found Trengove, who probably just needs to step up in the next 5 minutes to ensure he gets a thong. certainly in contention, as is Jolly. Trengove looks long, wide.
So you're going to set up Andrew Ryder Lambo the task of getting 2 players to interview?
Well, not at this stage. I know
Possibly.
It's a weak effort to do that. You've got to show a bit more gumption than that, Shawnee. 27, Hamish Allen has been pretty solid. Moves the ball forward, but Doward punches the ball as he's done most of the day. Kept alive, however, by Hugo Falbish-Moore. Good contest, well umpired. Let it go. Who's going to be first up? McClay versus Brinsley. Matt Suliadis gets it around the corner. Umpires, look at the players. We've got 3 players on the ground, all spent.
Well, it's such soft grass you could have a snooze on.
Yeah, it's been one of those games where the ball has travelled up and down the ground rapidly, so there's been a lot of running from both sides.
There has. And as you mentioned earlier, it is a big oval.
Yep. Riley Robinson with the ball, kicked it to Pitt. No, Robinson still has it. Long, wide, handsome.
Just while it spills out of bounds, I have some 3/4 time scores around Division 1. Payneham Norwood Union leading only Mercedes Jets by 24 points. Brighton looking for their first win over Tea Tree Gully by 14.
Wow.
And Adelaide Uni have come back in it. Rocks leading Adelaide Uni by just 11 points at lemon time.
Well, some interesting scores there. Big Clawton releases it out the back. St. Peter's keep it alive. Looks like Hargraves. Well, guess who's going to get there? Doward in best position, not able to take that one. Then fumbles the second chance, but still stays in it. You've got to be impressed with his game. He certainly will be in contention as well. Number 4, Brad Coulson.
That's about 7, I reckon you've mentioned.
Yeah, you could raffle it amongst a few of the Red Guernseys today, to be honest with you, Phil.
Yeah, it's been a good team effort. They've really linked up well.
Have a look at the big fella, Claude. Talking about BOG. If they were winning, he would be a certainty. He's their best player today by the length of the straight. I don't think I got it right last week, to be honest with you, but I reckon we'll get it right this week. I'm a bit more tuned in second week in.
I reckon the first round we did it last year was a bit dodgy as well. You can usually tell by the players' reaction.
Yeah,
I think
me?
I think McCready was a little bit was a bit mortified.
Yeah, he was. So I tell you what, next time you're in contention, genuinely, we won't make sure you get it, McCready. And Jolly did get it once last year, so that also weighs heavily on my mind.
You've got to spread the love, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what, spread the thongs. That's what they're for. O'Brien heads to centre half forward, full forward even. Doward, hard to get past those long telescopic arms, like Mr. Gadget, isn't he?
Well, he's experienced, very settled at that position. Here's Humphreys. He had a brilliant third quarter.
Yep.
Trengove, add another touch. Do we have a Trengove touch count?
We do, indeed.
3 for the quarter, so he's quieting down a bit. Putting himself out of contention, Jacko.
Yep, Wicks Estate goes to the fisherman, who certainly is still in contention. You got cramp? He has indeed. And you never cramp when you got the ball, son. Make sure you get the kick in first. The stats.
And you know that's real cramp.
Yep.
Not normal fourth quarter close game cramp.
Oh, and is that the ankle man? Come good? Is that ankles in the ruck?
You're giving out nicknames now in the final quarter, are you?
Might be Tyson Brazil, actually. It is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I reckon I'll check
Barry.
the bench. I reckon if they're smart,
Arrest him
Hugo
out.
Barry should be sitting on the pine.
Yep. Some kids making a lot of noise in the sand pit next to us that they've turned
It's
off.
actually an athletics running long jump pit, but the kids just think it's the biggest sand pit they've ever seen.
Yes. Okay, Brazil. That's a very nice kick off the boot. It's going to be close. The umpire says, I wonder who invented that signal for a point with a tap on the tit.
Yeah, I've got no idea. We had Colin Ralston on the show. We should have asked.
Should have, yeah.
And he would have said, I got no idea.
You'll need to learn that because that's your role.
Yeah, that's
in a
my
few
thing.
weeks.
I just know when to do it,
Yeah,
not why to do it. So, yeah, looking forward to that. I think it's going to be the highlight of our season.
Yep.
Anyway, it comes to Perryman. The red men line up. Look at them. It's a red army in waves. Chance for McNamara. 2 weeks to Jolly. He zigs, he zags.
Jolly.
Oh, that's beautiful play.
That was Jolly time. Lockie Charlton, God, his second half has been special.
And Tommy Humphreys is going to line up for a 4. He did have a chance to kick for a couple of times in the third quarter.
Had an exceptional third quarter, didn't he?
He did.
Tom Humphreys. You calling
I mean, that one was pretty much gift wrap to him, wasn't it? Yes, I'll call this one. I like the easy ones. 25 metres out goes bang! And if it wasn't over before, it's over now. And you know what, Jacko? We've had 15 goals kicked. And we have a chance now. That's it. Prince Alfred have cracked the ton.
You beauty.
You called for it on Tuesday night.
Yep.
Prince Alfred heard you. They've delivered. A team in Div 1 has scored 100 points.
You beauty. It's been good to watch too, hasn't it? Some of that defensive
That lead-up
drivel
work
we
was
watched last week.
lead-up work was sublime.
Yes, and a nice. Jolly still got it, hasn't he?
He has. We're back in the middle. Cloudens tries
You
to
sound
back-
exhausted. Whoever rest. Jolly
You
again.
take it, mate.
Quick release. Gives it to McNamara. Wicks. Can he get it back, McNamara? The umpire says free kick. Saints play on. No one there though. 1v3. More red than blue, that is for sure. Plenty of time for Adam Perryman. Handball's back and you get it back. The old 1-2. Build your stats up in the last quarter. Plenty of time to size up his options. He goes to the fisherman. Wow. I've really loved his game. I know I'm sick of saying that. Inboard to Wicks. Have a look. They've got a raffle to him and Lockie McNamara. Wicks, a state, heads to the pocket. Not able to take the ball, Hugo Kelly. Kept alive by PAC though, and still in play, is it? The umpires finally caught up. The boundary umpire. I tell you what, the boundary umpires will need a rest, and so will Tony Fisher.
Yeah, I'm glad
He
we've.
doesn't get himself a bit
Are we
fitter.
both in agreement that when we do our umpiring caper, that Tony Neal's the boundary umpire?
Tony Neal, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Well, he's not smart enough to be a central umpire for a start, and he can't see, so he's no good in the goal. So one thing he can do is run and puff his chest out.
Show off his muscles as he's running faster. People that have turned up at 10 o'clock for a C grade game.
Let's make sure we get him a baggy green top, Phil.
I can't wait to see what they come up with. Anyway, I want the white lab coat personally.
Right, Toby
Anyway.
Schulz on the left. We're running out of things to talk about, superlatives for the PAC's game.
Yeah. Well, they're playing as we thought they would play last year.
Yep.
And their big test against their nemesis, Rocks, next week could be for top spot.
Yeah, okay.
Well, don't forget, 5 o'clock, folks, we'll have the Saturday scoreboard. All the A-grade results that are sent to us. In half-time, I had enough trouble trying to work out the scores. I had scores coming in from the Hills League, from the Adelaide Footy League Women's Comp.
Oh, really?
Someone must have sent an all teams memo. Send scores to Phil. We'll sort them out for 5 o'clock for
Yeah.
you, folks.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, Brad Coulson has it. He'll clear it off defence. Across the field, Will Montgomery made to sort of earn it from Fisher. As we've said, game slowed to a walk. Short kick. It is a little bit soccerish at the moment as they kick it around defence, and luckily there's not a last touch. Well, Jake Trengove wants another touch, and in the end he's infringed, and it will be Jonathan Reid to have it. The content coming up, there'll be highlights of this game on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page come tomorrow. Monday there'll be the weekend wrap. Oh, don't forget as well on the Facebook page, got a couple more days to vote on the goals and marks for round 1. We'll have another batch of those.
Between the post out
Between the
again
post?
on Wednesday night.
You and I again.
Yes. Tony's retired. And the public are very happy with that.
Yeah, you should have heard everyone say, "Where's Jacko?" pre-season when you weren't there for a while. Go away for a couple of weeks and everyone's worried you've said something
Yeah.
and gone just that one step too far.
Got sacked. It's only a matter of time, is what they say.
Yeah. 2 game
Defying
suspension.
all odds.
2 game suspension, a week off for bad behaviour, yeah.
Boundary throw-in inside the front half. And number 1, Tommy Matsouliadis, the man with the best name on the ground. For a commentator. Gets caught holding the ball, unfortunately.
I don't know. I like the little one that you had earlier. I thought that was pretty
Oh, you like
impressive.
that one? I'm glad that Falvish Moore hasn't had a lot of it.
Yeah, we need Tony for that.
Jolly's almost put himself into dartfish territory. I'm not sure we've got thongs that are big enough for him. He hits Perryman. We'll have to have a good think about that one. It Perryman.
I like the
hooks
fact
up.
there's signage there
Yes.
at the school.
Tringo.
where everything is.
Intercepted. What's going on there? The umpire's got his hands in the air. Is that the siren?
That's
the
it.
Siren. Couldn't even hear it.
The air
going on
horn
with-
strikes again. They had to blow it a second time.
You can't have a siren.
You've
like
got
that.
to be very grateful the play was on that side, because if it was over this side, we'd be playing for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, they wouldn't have heard it on this side. Some of the car horns are louder.
Well, that's it, folks. It was promised to be an epic battle and probably disappointed after half-time, but a fun day of the football it has been. Prince Alfred, way too good, winning by 8 goals. And I'll try to remember who predicted them to win by 8 goals.
I think
Lambo.
I think Lambo said 7. I said 6, and you said 5.
Oh, Lambo gets it.
Lambo gets the money. Look, in saying that, he's got all the goodies underneath his arms at the moment. We're going to have to
He
pick.
just doesn't know who he's going to get.
I think we're going to have to give it to Jolly.
Okay, fair call.
I was happy with Trengo's game, but I think Jolly's influence with the ball has probably been
Yeah.
a little bit better. So we're going to go with Jolly. Jolly! I'll text it to him.
Yeah.
You talk while I text.
All right, yeah, we're still on air, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're just trying to signal to our boundaries rider through all sorts of primitive methods who I think Lambo's going to decide who the best player is. Oh no, he's worked it out. Well done, Lambo.
He's going to Jolly.
Sign language is fantastic. So we'll have that presentation shortly. Let me give you some goal scorers. The Sports Interactive scoreboard. Prince Alfred, 15-10. 100. St. Peter's, 8-4-52. Lots of goal scorers. For Prince Alfred, 3 to Fisher, 4 to Tom Humphreys, 2 to Hugo Barry. Singles to Ollie Clark, Jack Trengrove, Tyson Brazil, Tom Bartlett, Jake Pitt, Lachlan McNamara. For St. Peter's, 2 to Charlie Gibson and Jesse O'Brien. Singles to James Hargrave, Jock McClay, Hugo Farbush-Moore and Harry Cudmore. We're in the middle of the field waiting for Lambo to signal to us because there is going to be a presentation we don't really want to interrupt.
He's taking photos first of all.
Lambo's
Joel's
taking
with
some
the power
photos. We'll get the microphone. Let's go to the centre circle to Lambo and Hayden Jolly.
Okay, we've got best on ground today, young Hayden Jolly. Great stuff, mate. Great win. I thought the third quarter was outstanding today. What are your thoughts for the game, mate?
Yeah, look, we obviously know it's a rivalry round and we beat ourselves up for it. Had a really good win last week and, yeah, like you said, third quarter is probably one of the best we've had in a long time. So, real nice feeling and sets us up for the next few weeks.
Good stuff, mate. And the Oval in great nick today. And we spoke to Jim Parkinson at half-time. He said you were fit. And I thought, especially after half-time, you put the foot on the pedal, you worked hard, you spread, and you tackled well, and contested ball was great.
Yeah, look, the ground is in absolute great nick. Usually we play here in the winter and it's always a bit boggy, but it's beautiful today. Yeah, look, I thought our midfield today was incredible. They got some great players. But, yeah, look, it's a really good sign that in third and fourth quarter we were able to put the foot down and get a good win.
Fantastic, mate. Look, mate, so for best play today, you get a box of Powerade, you get some Archies, thongs we're going to send off to you, and you get a hat. And I think that's about it, mate. But from behalf of SA Footy, mate, congratulations on being best on ground today and all the best for the rest of the year.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Hayden Jolly. Thanks to Archie's, Dartfish Beanie, Powerade for all their... It's getting bigger and bigger by the week, our prize.
They'll have to bring a wheelbarrow out. We need a wheelbarrow sponsor just to carry the rest of the prizes out. Hayden Jolly, I tell you, he's been a sensational pickup about 3 years ago for Prince Alfred from the Glenelg Footy Club where he was still playing good footy. I don't think he actually went to school here, so he's in some respects an outsider. But wow, hasn't he made himself an insider as a player?
Anyone cares the way that he plays his football. Alrighty, we might take a brief break. Come back with yourself and Lambo discussing some stats and the games. And don't forget, folks, don't go too far because at 5 o'clock we're going to have the Saturday scoreboard. You will know first who's done what around the Adelaide Footy League this afternoon.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Winner chicken dinner.
And you can see there, we got the...
Jim Parkinson doing the presentation.
To himself?
Yeah. I want to thank you Blue Boys for making the journey over. Come back when you got a better footy side. Our boys were too good.
I was going to get your attention to say, looks like they won't be doing any washing this
Okay,
week.
so we are...
So
bit of a chat. It is a history and a rivalry that dates back... what are we doing? 6 years, 91 years.
Is that right?
Well, they played 1928. What am I? 7
You need
years?
a PA,
93
don't
years.
I suppose it's too hard. Over here anyway, but us.
Yeah, 1926 was when PAC joined the Adelaide Footy League. 1928 St Peter's, and such was the rivalry that they asked to be demoted. That's it. Thank you. So they could play in the same division. So they got a cup. And I wonder when they go back to play at St Peter's later in the year, it'll be up for grabs again. And maybe on their home deck, St Peter's will make it a closer game. I mean, as good as Prince Alfred were, St Peter's were a bit disappointing. If you're Jeff Riddle, where do you start first thing training on Monday?
I think the first thing he's got to address is his defensive game. Not his, but his players' defensive game. Their lack of accountability at times was really disappointing. So whether it be a lack of fitness or just an unwillingness to chase and pressure. But early in the game, there were worrying signs in the front half of the ground. They were able to rectify that a bit late in the first quarter and for half of the second quarter. But in the main, PAC were able to take the ball away, transfer it without a great deal of pressure. For them to consistently hit up Big Dowwood coming out of the back half, just thought there had to be, some sort of message sent there that the pressure. Jolly went back, got kick after kick in the back half. Trengove finished with only 31. We thought he'd get 40 after his start, so a bit of a win there for PAC. But I think he put the cue in the rack a little bit once he saw the game was won, and in some respects unlucky not to win the Dartfish Player of the Day. But Jolly's use of the ball is what sets him apart from everybody else on the ground. Very rarely wastes a possession, does Hayden Jolly, and if you're looking for a good example, they don't need to go any further than them. Let's have a look at the stats the last quarter. Inside 50s, nothing in it. Turnovers, it's back in the third quarter, isn't it? Inside 50s for PAC, 18 to 7. Lambo alluded to that when he interviewed Jolly after the game. He said the third quarter they broke the spirit of the St Peter's boys, and they looked flat. And the other thing I will say, there was a lot of ball going from end to end on a big ground. There'll be some tired players after this game, not so much from the physical clashes, but from the running. They were asked to do a lot of running today, and PAC, for mine, looked much fitter than St Peter's. So that's a concern for me, for Jeff Riddle. Look, their good footy was good. They need to find some more avenues to goal. They relied far too much on Claughton. I thought he worked his backside off, Big Matty Claughton, and I'll be interested to see where he fits in their best players in the paper tomorrow, but I was very impressed with his game. For St Peter's, well, there were a host of good players, wasn't there? Where we go? Sorry, with Prince Alfred, we'll start with Trengove was really good. Craig Pitt was good. Jake Pitt, unfortunately, injured before half-time. Cam Giles also injured. Tom Bartlett still looks lively up in the front half. Perryman, Dowwood in the back half, really good. Riley Robson back there as well. Lockie McNamara did a bit through the middle. Their height in the back line is impressive with Tom Brinsley as well. Hugo Barry showed some good signs, and of course we've mentioned Hayden Jolly. Better players for St Peter's. Matsouliadis, I only say that because I love saying his name. I'd like to hear Lambo say that one and get that right. Or number 20, Failbush-Moore, Hugo Variety. But for me, as I mentioned, it was the big fella who was their best player today. Toby Schulz tried hard in the back half. Jock McClay just couldn't quite get into the game, and more from a lack of delivery than supply. They kicked it on his head or past him too often. Daniel Jackson was an obvious loss to them going out at 11 o'clock this morning. McGill came off the ground injured. Kudra, I should say, showed some good things. And Jesse O'Brien had his moments along with James Hargraves in the middle of the ground.
Craig Lambert joins us on the
Craig.
other side of the field. Welcome back, Lambo. You had the position over with the fans and the benches. Firstly, Prince Alfred, was a bit of a war of attrition for them with their players and their ankle injuries. How did they see out the game?
They've got plenty of depth and a fit team. So, I know they had a few injuries earlier on, but the beautiful thing, they had them covered and they were coached well. As the game got longer, especially after half time, Prince Alfred just showed their skill and fitness. It was just outstanding win for them.
Alrighty, we will just about wrap up this broadcast. Don't forget, come back at 5 o'clock for the Saturday scoreboard. All the scores around the Adelaide Footy League. In the end, pretty much one-way traffic for Prince Alfred. 8 goal winners. And Lambo, you were the closest with the margin, so congratulations. Drinks on you, I believe, as the winner.
Again, mate, I think I'm going for 3 weeks in a row, but that's life, mate. It's a big world out there.
He's a good tipper, Phil. I'll give you that. He's generally a pretty good punter.
We know that it's on in the tipping competition this year. There's 9 of us, and there's only one goal, and that is to beat Jacko.
Yep.
And at the
Good luck with that.
At the moment, it's Matt, one of our producers, who's leading by 1 vote over said Jacko. So, Lambo, thank you. Any final thoughts before we wrap up from yourself?
Had a great day. Like I said, I've never been here before, and it's picturesque, beautiful oval. Had a great time. I've been on the show with the boys and looking forward to next week, and well done with the team. Great effort today. Well done, boys.
Jacko, just before you dash to save the city, we probably should give thanks to the Prince Alfred Collegians Footy Club for giving us such a wonderful setup to call a game of footy this afternoon.
Fantastic. Makes it so much easier to call a game with a great elevated view in the middle of the ground, and sets a precedent for all the other clubs. We certainly do appreciate that. I am surprised that Lambo's never been here before. I thought he would have gone to school here. But he obviously didn't. He went to the school of hard knocks. Been a good day. It's been a completely different game to what we watched last week. Not as much stoppage after stoppage. Some good free-flowing footy, and as I mentioned earlier, the players all deserve a bit of a rest after that one, Phil.
Alrighty, thank you, Jacko. Thank you, Lambo. Thanks to Josh. Thanks to Lockie, erstwhile stats man. Thanks to Dartfish, of course, for sponsoring that. Sponsors, catch.com.au, Interchanger, the Elders where they're at, Villy's Bakery, the Sports Interactive Scoreboard, Archie's with the Thongs, Powerade, and coming up soon the Saturday scoreboard thanks to Adelaide Starbush. This is Phil Herden saying the final score from Prince Alfred College this afternoon. Prince Alfred 15-10-100, St Peter's 8-4-52. This has been a Filming Footy production.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mix Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get extraordinary savings. Like Salma's Kayak, Ned's Telly, Brad's Pit, and Reese's Wooden Spoon. For everything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like Mixed Joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies check out Catch.
Well, good day, footy fans. Welcome to the Saturday scoreboard. Thanks to Adelaide Starbus. Need a bus? No fuss. Call us. They're great supporters of our Adelaide Footy League coverage. Time to go around the different divisions and give you the scores that have been sent to us thus far. We start off with the Carnet Division 7. Got 3 results there. Greenacres have won their first game since 2019. They were close last week against Brahma Lodge. They did the deed today. 55-point winners over Adelaide Lutheran, 111 to 56. Also first game winners, Flinders University had the bye last week. They went to OSB Lonsdale, came away with a 67-point win, 17-12, 114, OSB Lonsdale 7-5-47. And in a match, this could be deemed an upset. Central United are 2-0, 12-7-79, 29-point winners over the defending premiers Brahma Lodge, who can manage just 7-8-50. In Villiers Bakery Division 6, 2 scores are in. Trinity 18-18, 126, defeated Rosewater 10-8, 68 by 48 points. Just checking, we've Got Elizabeth took care of Blackfriars. In fact, it's a weird week for Blackfriars. Huge win over Mawson Lakes. Lost by 93 points to the Eagles of Elizabeth. Elizabeth were 15-17, 119. Blackfriars, by the text we got, just 3-8-26. And I believe St. Paul's beat Para Hills, but I don't have a score to that effect. Wakefield Clinic Division 5, a couple of scores in. Paraka remain undefeated. 2 unbeaten teams doing battle there. Paraka 15-11, 101. Kenilworth 9-10, 64. Colonel Light Gardens are also undefeated. 17-9, 111. Beating West Croydon 11-15, 81. 30-point result at Fork Park. We have a result, quite a few in 9 News Division 4. They're all big wins. Jeps Cross went to Mitcham. Mitcham won 17-11, 113. Jeps Cross 8-10, 58. That is a 55-point win to Mitcham. Woodville South went to Pembroke. Pembroke came to Woodville South. Pembroke got the chocolates 18-13, 121. Woodville South 6-10, 46, 75 points. And Walkerville went to Kilburn and had a day out. 22-13, 145. The Chicks 9-8, 57. That is an 88-point margin. There's some scores there in 9 News Division 4. And we did have, looking at Division 2 and 3, Guard or Security Division 3 got 4 results in. Can tell you, in fact, we've got a Division 7 result just come in. Horton District 17-13, 105. Defeated Mitchell Park 9-8-62. Guard All Security Division 3. Westminster lost to North Haven by 54 points, 127-73. Edwardstown beat CBC Old Collegians by 36. Golden Grove stayed unbeaten. They were at home over Plimpton by 40 points. And Flinders Park held on against Modbury, winning by 31. 2 scores in Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2. We've got Glenunga 7-13-67, beating Scott 6-12-48. The Rams are 2-0. 19-point winners there. Another broadcast game. Foss Camden 13-10, 88. Salisbury North 9-9-63. And Foss Camden, 1 player on the bench from half time. Where have we seen that today? Also happened to the winners in our Division 1. 2 Div 1 scores have made it by the deadline. Of course, our broadcast game, Prince Alfred College 15-10, 100. 8 goal winners over St. Peter's 8-4-52. And the Brighton Bombers have their first win of the season, 16-17, 113, beating Teatrick Alley up there at Potaringa Oval, 12-7, 79. That is the Saturday scoreboard. For more scores, A grade, B grade, C grade, women's, the whole lot, go to the Sunday Mail tomorrow. There'll be the weekend wrap-up on Tuesday, highlights Monday. For all your latest Adelaide footy news, make sure you go to their Facebook page. This is Phil Herden from Prince Alfred College on behalf of the Filming Footy crew saying good night. Enjoy the footy.